gorgeous light beings, my healers, my star seeds, my light workers. Welcome or welcome back to my channel, the Pleiadian Priestess. Today's reading is extra juicy. We're going to be going over how does it feel to be loved by you? How does your love feel? This topic came up, I don't remember how, Speechless, Michael Jackson. Really good song, beautiful song. I recommend you listen to it. It came on and I was inspired to do this reading. So today's reading is going to be about basically that. How does your love feel? How do people feel when they're in love with you or when you're in love with them? That kind of thing. But I hope your reading resonates, okay? I also hope you choose the best reading for you. I did 4 readings today to kind of, zhuzh it up in case you wanted to choose more than one reading. I feel like I'm having more fun doing more piles because it's giving me more perspective lately, and I love that, okay? But you're going to have to choose a thumbnail reading first and foremost in order to get to your reading. You're going to choose whichever gorgeous female you think would be your reading, you resonate with the most. And as always, I will see you gorgeous people at your reading. Mwah. Bye. Hello, my gorgeous group ones. Welcome to your reading. If you chose thumbnail image 1, the number 1, however you done got here, welcome to your reading. Today's reading is going to be a really cutesy kind of reading, in my opinion. So the song Speechless by Michael Jackson was coming through sometime last week, and it gave me the idea of a reading, okay? So the part that was playing in my mind is, your love is magical, that's how I feel, but I have not the words here to explain. So that is the beginning of the song, okay? So there's something here about like how will they explain your love? How does it feel to be loved by you? That kind of thing. So I thought it would be cute, so let's get into it. I shuffled it like a few good times, and the card that ended up being at the bottom of the deck was Death and Rebirth. So your love, how does it feel to be loved by you? It's awakening. Okay, it feels like a rebirth. So it's like I get another chance at life or another chance at love. Maybe the person who you are in love with or you're going to be in love with or who's going to love you or going to be in love with you feels like they came alive, when they fell in love with you, and or when you fell in love with them, however, because sorry, I'm touching the mic. How does it feel to be loved by you? It's a feeling of 2 people in love, or just how do you express your love to people and how they feel it, okay? I don't want to over explain it because it's going to get all, indecipherable. But as of right now, with the death or rebirth at the bottom of the deck, it feels like being born again. Essentially, is what it feels like to be loved by you. Okay. I'm also hearing it's like giving. Oh, okay. So I wrote down a bunch of different adjectives or phrases that could, translate how does it feel to be loved by someone. And the ones that I'm getting for you from what I wrote down is a warm hug, because that's the one I just wrote down before I started your reading. So a warm hug, and then like a mother's love. So, like how you're reborn when you're first born, and your mother is meant to take care of you and hug you and make you feel that kind of love, safety kind of energy. That's the kind of love that you give people based on what we have here, death and rebirth. You know what I mean? So that's the kind of vibe that I'm getting for you guys right off the bat with this death and rebirth. We're going to get all the cards out and then get into the reading. How does it feel to be loved? We have a 2 of Wands. Yeah, so like beginning something in like a new, fresh adventure, like something they've never experienced before. So whoever's fallen in love with you or whoever is loved by you, it feels like something they've never experienced before, okay? How does it feel to be loved by my group ones? Please, Spirit, how does it feel to be loved by my group ones? How does it feel to be loved by them? How their person says it feels to be loved by them. Here we have the 2 of Cups. I'm not going to take it in reverse because that doesn't, coincide with what I've been getting so far. So 2 of Cups, this is soulmate energy, okay? Like you found your other half is the kind of energy the 2 of Cups gives me, because we have 2 people perfectly intertwined and their love is filling up these 2 cups, So it makes them feel like full. Like never hungry. It makes them feel full, safe, warm. And doesn't a mother feed their children? Yeah. So your love feels like a mother's love, or the hug of a mother, something like that. And don't think of it in a weird way, okay? Maybe they think of you, remind them of their mother, okay? But yeah, the love that you guys create together, the love you make them feel, kind of fills up all of their cups. So it's giving 10 of Cups kind of energy, happily ever after, fairy tale love. Could be something that's coming through. And fairy tale love, I do feel like we all have different versions or, versions of what we think fairy tale happily ever after love could be. Which is also, because I feel like that's why we all have different favorite fairy tale movies, you know? So on this channel, actually, I was on this channel uploading a video one of these days, I think yesterday, and there was a video that was like, what does your favorite Disney princess say about you? And I was watching the video and it was very, very, very insightful. And I'm like, ooh, not you calling me out, sis. Like, relax, okay? I have two favorite Disney princesses, so I watched for both of them and they were like very similar. I'm like, oh, relax, thank you. And it's like there's a reason why we all like different, we have different favorite Disney princesses or different favorite, oh my gosh, different favorite Disney princes, you know, because we all look for something different. We all crave something different in a person. So basically what you're giving this person is the love that their mother never gave them. And that's like, I know it's weird, but that's what's coming through. It makes them feel like a novice, like a baby. They don't know what to do or where to go. It's like you're guiding them in some kind of way, you know? So like a warm hug, that kind of energy is what I was saying. And a Two of Cups is like the other person that was meant to kind of, like, I don't want to say fill your cup, but it was like meant to complete you. That's the kind of energy they're explaining it. That's how they're feeling it and explaining it to me. Is okay. If it feels too romantic and too out there, blame spirit, blame the cards, don't blame me, because I just say what I hear and what I feel, okay? So that's what's coming through. But there was something that I was saying, yeah, there's a reason why we all have different favorite Disney princesses and princes, because we all want and crave something different. So basically this fairy tale this person is giving, their fairy tale would be a mother's love, or someone making them feel safe the way their mother did, because they could have like a very strong connection with their mother and they compare all their girlfriends or wives, whatever, to that person. So the fact that you kind of meet that standard of what their mother did for them when they were younger, that's how your love feels, okay? I don't want to over explain it and then make it weird. But I said what I said, okay? This person also have a mother wound and you're kind of not compensating for, you know, what she didn't give him, but you're filling up that wound they have, you know, healing it in some kind of way by giving them the love their mother never did, you know? Here we have a Page of Cups. Yeah, there's something here about wondering, imagination. You're giving them the kind of love they always thought they wanted to have or dreamed of having. Because the Page of Cups in this instance is very much giving me that energy of wondering, thinking, of imagination, of not having experienced it, but feeling so giddy that you have experienced it, right? Because the Page of Cups is the beginning of the court cards and the beginning of an infatuation. It's like a crush. You're liking someone, you're in like with someone, you know what I mean? And that's kind of what the Page of Cups represents. And now that we have the Two of Cups coming out first and the Page of Cups, it's like they're always going to have a little crush on you. It's never going to go away, no matter how deep the love gets, no matter how long you guys know each other or you are together. It's always like, oh, I like this person, you know? And it's giving me an example that I was hearing a while ago. It was like probably a year or so ago, where someone was like, you can love someone but not like them, right? You can be in love with someone and love someone and do not like the person that they are, which is why most people fall out of love, because they fall in love with someone before falling in like with someone, you know, before being a friend and seeing how they operate in life and learning more about them. We just meet someone, we like them and jump straight into dating. We don't get to know them as a friend, to like them as a person. It's just like, oh, dang, I fell in love with you. Now, the person that you could end up being, I don't really like, but I still love you, so I'm gonna stick beside you anyway. You know what I mean? And that can be a little troublesome or problematic, because now you're stuck in love with someone that you don't really like, which is why some relationships, not all of them, kind of go sour. So someone was like, that's why a lot of relationships are not working out, because we fall in love before we fall in like, right? Before we get to know who they really are and know all of their nuances and all the darkness and all the lightness and all the triggers and traumas and you know, maybe behaviors we don't really care for. And we have to figure out if you want to deal with them or not. We just, let's fall in love with this person, you know? And I'm hearing a song, let's fall in love for tonight and forget in the morning. Play me a song that you like. You can bet I know every line. 'Cause I'm the boy that your boy told you should avoid. Don't waste your something on jealous skies. F that noise. I know better than to call you mine. You need to pick me up. Let me stop. Let's Fall in Love for the Night by Phineas, Finneas, Billie Eilish's brother. Um, and that song is coming through. Let's fall in love for the night and forget in the morning. So this person could fall in love very easily, and you taught them to fall in love not easily but deeply. Ooh, that's a bar right there. Snap, snap, snap. That's a bar right there. They fall in love easily. You make them or taught them to fall in love deeply, and to actually get to know someone instead of just like, oh, I like them, I have a crush. No, you help them to fall in love deeply. Wow. Okay. Anyway, don't mind me, but that's kind of what I was getting. Yeah. So you are their version of a fairy tale, boy meets girl, fall in love very easily, and then you get to know them because in each movie, especially I'm getting Tangled specifically, because they didn't really like each other in the beginning. They really, Flynn Rider and Rapunzel were fighting, child. They didn't like each other. He was a crook, and she was like very naive to how the world works, whatever. And he was like forced to take her along on this journey of finding the lights, right? And I forget what negotiation they made. I haven't really watched the movie full through, but I know bits and pieces of it. So they strike a deal, and he promises to take her to see the lights if something happens. I don't know. And on that journey, they don't like each other, but they end up being friends, right? And then because of, oh my gosh. And then from being friends, they fall in love deeply because I haven't seen that movie. We have High Priestess. Yes, like knowing the dark parts of somebody. And that's how you can really say and truly, if you really deeply love someone. And I'm hearing Truly, Madly, Deeply from One Direction. I think they did a cover of that song. I'm not sure if it's like, don't try to make me stay and ask if I'm okay. I don't have the answers. Don't make me stay the night and ask if I'm alright. I don't have the answers. Heartache doesn't last forever. I'm doing fine. Dun, dun. Ain't no time for dancing when you say goodbye. It makes your lips so kissable and your kiss unmissable. Your fingertips so touchable and your eyes irresistible. So it's not Truly Madly Deeply that's coming through, it's Irresistible, but I am hearing the Truly Madly Deeply song they have. Like, it's irresistible. So what was I saying? I'm getting distracted and all over the place. Falling deeply, knowing Flynn Rider and all over the place, you see. Flynn Rider and Rapunzel, that one scene where she's like just marveling at the lights, the floating lights, and he just, the look he gives her. It's so beautiful because you can feel like the rush of emotions that he realizes that he has for this girl right now. Like, he was like, someone who didn't want to fall in love. He was all about money and wanting to be rich and blah, 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 blah. And then you meet this girl that you didn't expect to meet, right? Fall in love in the most happenstance of ways. You go on this journey of trying to find something or help her find something. And in him putting her first over himself, I guess in some kind of way, he ends up falling in love with her. So it's kind of like a love that comes out of nowhere and hits you out of nowhere, right? Because that scene, she's looking up at the light, he's looking at her, and it's just like, it's so beautiful. The song they sing, and at last I see the light. And I'm just like, yes. And it's like the fog has lifted, and it's warm and something and bright. And suddenly I knew. Like, what are you telling me? Nothing. That song is coming through for y'all. That scene, I've never seen the full movie all the way through. I've seen, like I said, bits and pieces, but that scene right there, I go to YouTube and just watch that one scene, and that's just it. Because that's the movie for me. I don't care about nothing else. That one scene is the movie for me, okay? But yeah. And at last I see the light. And it's like the fog has lifted, and it's warm and clear and bright. And it's something I knew that, and it's just like, and then there's you, something like that. I'm forgetting the words specifically, but that song is so beautiful. So something here about You make this person feel irresistible, or they consider you irresistible. We have truly, madly, deeply by One Direction as well coming through. Then we have I See the Light from Rapunzel, from whatchamacallit, Tangled, okay? And here we have the Page of Swords. So yeah, there's something innocent. Make them feel like a kid, like a child, right? Because we have the Page of Cups, which is a kid kind of energy. And now we have the Page of Swords, which is another kid, young kind of energy. So it's like giving young, I'm hearing Young, Dumb, and Broke by Khalid. It's giving like a very young kind of love. Just learning about love, you know? So it's giving, like Rapunzel, she didn't know anything about love, neither did Flynn, but together they found love. And it was like a lot of ups and downs, and maybe starting off not liking each other, but falling very deep for someone, you know, for who they truly are. And I wish you would stop, because it's really dark outside today. Did they take off? Because you don't move. Bye, because you weren't here. Okay, what else is coming through? But a Page of Swords, like a very inquisitive, curious kind of energy. So maybe your love makes them feel curious about what else is out there. And the Page of Cups is an energy of you awoken something or awoken love in this person, okay? Because like I said, a page is experiencing everything for the first time. That's what the pages represent. And they're also messengers. So you brought them a message of love, of being curious, of or wanting to be something. If someone messaged you, you're going to look because you're curious to see what they said, right? So you were kind of like the messenger that brought in love for this person. So it's giving first love, that kind of energy for this person, because we keep getting pages. So what does their love, what does it feel like to be loved by my group ones? What does their love feel like? We have the Tower in reverse. Yeah, it's very healing, very soothing. And it came out of nowhere. They weren't expecting it. So I don't know. I don't want to say there could be the enemies to lovers dynamic going on here based on whoever you're watching for. But it's definitely giving. I never thought I would feel this way for anyone ever before. And that's kind of the love you brought their way. At the bottom of the deck here, we have Four of Pentacles. And like, yeah, because this person could be someone who's really closed off. So you did really come in like a wrecking ball. Like, no one is expecting a wrecking ball to come in and bulldoze or knock over a building. But it came in unexpectedly, right? I feel like looking up the lyrics, and wow, we have a lot of beautiful cards coming through for you guys. We have the Ten of Cups. Okay, and it did come through. So they feel like a child again, a kid again. That's the kind of giddy energy you give them. That's what it feels like to be loved by you, excited, you know. Happy ever after, fairy tale kind of romance. We also have the Ace of Cups. All these cards came out in reverse, but they tie right into what I'm saying. And it's their meanings upright, tying to what I'm saying. So we're going to just flip them over. Okay? Ace of Cups. Falling in love for the first time. That first stirring of feelings. That first heart awakening, right? So maybe this person's never been in love before and you were the first person. I keep saying it, but that's what's coming through. A heart awakening. Because we had a rebirth, death for the first card that came out, right? Then we have Temperance. I'm hearing a Sunday kind of love. So very chill. It's not greedy. I'm hearing love is patient, love is kind, love does not something. That saying is coming through. I'm hearing love does not forsake, but I don't think that's the exact words. But yeah, love is patient, love is kind, love does not maybe take away, something like that, you know. That saying is coming through, so you're patient, is kind. And it's funny because when I was taking out this deck from the box, the Herbology Astrology, or the Herbal Astrology deck, the card that kept popping into my mind was patience. And I'm like, how would I describe patient for how does it feel to be loved by you? It's coming through without me even having to worry about it, you know? So that could be, you know, your love, how does it feel to be loved by you? Your love feels patient, you know? How does your love feel? We're going to do that because how does it feel to be loved by you is like too many words. How does your love feel to your person? How will it feel to your person, okay? Like they're learning something new, that they're reading a book. It's something exciting and exhilarating about it. Like, I've never experienced it before. I want more. I want to feel more, 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 you know? When you're reading a really good book, right? And you want to know how the end goes, you're flipping through the pages really quickly, right? Your heart is beating very fast, nervous, crushing kind of energy. But it's also very calming, your energy as well. So the excitement, but not like anxiety. When your heart is beating, it's like, oh my gosh, my heart is beating out of my chest kind of energy. But in the exciting way. We have Temperance, we have Night and Day, we have Dark and Light, okay? We have an angel, so they could think your love is very angelic. Like I said, it's like giving very protective, very motherly, very, this person really cares about me, you know, very sweet kind of vibes. The way a mother's always going to be there for their child, you're always going to be there for this person. That's kind of like how your love feels, you know? And then we have the Seven of Swords. And this is also like a thief in the night kind of energy. So your love felt like or feels like a thief in the night because you kind of like stole their heart and they weren't expecting their heart to be stolen. Like that scene in Frozen. Not Frozen. Why am I saying Frozen? I mean, as well in Frozen because, and so there's something here about friends to lovers or enemies to lovers because Flynn and Rapunzel weren't on the best of terms when they first met, but they ended up falling very deeply in love and by getting to know each other along the way, being friends first. And then in Frozen, we have Anna and, what's that man's name? I don't know his name. Anna and Hans? No, that was the mean one. Franz, whatever his name is. What was that man's name? Kristoff. Thank you. Don't play me for jokes. Kristoff. When they first met each other, it was kind of like enemies to lovers because Anna was very forward and upfront and very, I mean, I guess inquisitive and very like childlike. She was always asking questions, very giddy, very, curious, inquisitive, if you will. And he didn't find that very attractive. And he found it a little annoying, if I'm being honest, from what I remember the movie to be. And he like asked her, or she asked him to take her to find her sister. And he was like, oh Lord, I'm not a very sociable person. I don't really want to talk. So these two guys coming through for y'all are very funny. So depending on, the dynamic that's going on between you, depending on who you are watching, whether you're feminine or masculine or identify as those two, you would either be the Flynn rider and the Kristoff, which is the very keep to themselves, don't make friends very easily, don't like people. They're like not a thief in the night, but they're very like on the outskirts of society. They're not like in the thick of anything. And then we have these two very giddy out there girls that they end up falling in love with, which is Rapunzel and we have Anna. They're very inquisitive, always asking questions, very innocent, haven't experienced much of life at all. They were always, kept up in their castle. The way Anna wasn't able to go anywhere or do anything. She was locked up in the castle with her sister. And then we have Rapunzel, who was locked up in the castle by Mother Gothel, right? Exactly. So you're giving someone who's like very inquisitive, very innocent, very sweet, hasn't experienced love, has probably never been in love yourself, maybe. And your excitement and, your thirst for life and knowledge, and you make friends very easily. Because I do believe Anna was good at making friends as well, very talkative, very just like upbeat and positive and that kind of energy is what you're giving if you're the feminine. And if you're giving the masculine, it's giving very growly, likes to mumble, it's not very friendly kind of energy, loves to be on their own, they thrive on their own. And neither of those two were expecting to fall in love with Anna or Rapunzel. And that's the kind of love like swept up in you. That's how this person feels, or how it feels to be loved by you. To be swept away in a bunch of positive, giddy, angelic, kind of very sweet, childlike kind of energy, Makes sense. But like a thief in the night, they weren't expecting to fall in love with you. And then all of a sudden they're just like, oh, wow, I think I love this girl, And they're trying to find ways to propose and da-da-da. And what I love is at the end of Rapunzel or Tangled, they didn't make them like get married right away. They weren't married until I think they made the series on Disney Channel. And that's when they were married. They didn't rush them to get married. They were good being friends. They fell in love. They loved each other. Boom, bam, boom. I think we got one kiss out of them. And the movie was over. It's like a very sweet, chaste, virginal mother, what is it called? What do they call it? Mary Magdalene kind of energy. That's the kind of energy you're giving off. That's how it feels to be loved by you. Swept up in innocence and a mother's love and stuff like that, okay? We're going to move on. I've already pulled more cards than I wanted to. Okay. Let's see what else comes out for you guys. And I love how we have a pig flying in the Page of Cups. And it's definitely taking me to the saying of, oh, when pigs fly, I fall in love. And pigs are flying because they fell in love with you. That's funny. Okay. The first card we have is pack your bags. So like swept away, gone with the wind kind of energy is how it feels, or how your love feels. Okay. Catches people off guard. Take someone on a high, take someone on an adventure. We have alien encounter. So yeah, you're definitely someone they never met before they met you. Your brand of sweetness, innocence, that kind of vibe was something they never experienced. So yeah, pack your bags, alien encounter, something like in the sky, in the clouds, in the stars, in the galaxy, like, swept away and like swept off their feet is the kind of energy that's coming through for this person. and learning a lot. Wow, look, we have love. Oh, I love this for you guys. We have love, a flask. So experimenting. Yeah, there's something here about you guys both not knowing much about love because they were the person who didn't really want to fall in love or was looking for anyone. And they're very not antisocial, on the dredges of society, edge of society, looking, everyone else is looking, living their life and they're on the outskirts looking in. Then we have you who's like very innocent, haven't experienced much, naive, maybe if you want to call it, chaste. Let me stop. You hadn't really experienced love, but it's something you weren't looking for. Just maybe you didn't really know, or just it had just happened. I'm hearing it happened one night. Is that a movie? It happened one night, or late one night, or something like that. That movie can be important. I've never seen it, but I think it's a movie. I know nothing about it. Like they didn't know anything about you. And you knew nothing about them. Exactly. But anyway, you have love the flask, experimenting, packing your bags, and go on an adventure you weren't expected to go on. We have an alien encounter, seeing somebody or meeting someone you've never met before, and just like, I want to kind of figure you out, kind of energy. I wish this computer would stop going off. It's pissing me off. It's because I'm not using it doesn't mean you can keep turning off. Okay. We have facts of life. So yeah, there's something here about it just is. That's what it is. Like the birds and the bees, the flowers and the trees, you men and women come together and make kids, and it's just that's how it is. Like falling in love with you is as easy as breathing. Kind of energies was coming through for you guys, right? And I love how the mother energy was coming through, or you're in love feeling motherly or caring or nurturing. And then we have a birds and the bees, and bow chicka wow wow is what you have to do to make kids. And the birds and the bees is what they call the talk when the parents give the kids a talk about, oh, this is how kids are made, birds and the bees kind of energy, right? So you taught them stuff, facts of life. You taught them things, alien encounter, experimentation, packing your bags, page of swords, being very curious and inquisitive about something, learning something, reading up on something, asking a lot of questions on something. That's the kind of energy you either give off or is in how you made them feel in the connection. At the bottom of the deck, we have foolish. Yeah, there's something here that's like very inexperienced about both of you, but in different ways, right? But you teach them about the facts of life, or they learn a lot about the birds and the bees from the love you guys have together. But like, yeah, how does your love feel? Like it was a fact of life. Like it was not they had no choice in the matter. It just happened, right? And that's what I'm saying. It happened one night, And I think that is like maybe a saying at the end of while you were sleeping. Now that I'm thinking on it even more. Because that quickly became one of my favorite movies ever. Because I had watched it for the first time a few years ago. I was like scrolling through Disney Plus trying to find a nice Christmas movie to watch. Or just a regular movie to watch, a romance movie. And that movie came on. And I'm like, wow, I've never seen this movie before. And it was like so beautiful. I love that movie. I try to watch it as much as I can before we have love coming through freaking again. Stop playing. And this is the same. I will explain in a second. But yeah, that's the first time I'd ever seen the movie. So I watched it. And it's like very beautiful and very cute. It wasn't what I was expecting to happen, which is surprising. Because I don't usually get surprised by movies or books. I kind of get a feeling to know where it's going, what's going to happen. So if a book or a movie surprises me, then I know it has to be good, right? I didn't expect what happened to happen. I mean, I could feel it coming. But when I first saw the movie, I'm like, while you were sleeping, eh? And then, like, at the end of the movie when it's leaving, and we're seeing the train, go on the train tracks. So she worked at a train station. She's like, and it all happened maybe one night while you were sleeping. I don't freaking know, but it sounds like it could be from the end of while you were sleeping. So that could be coming through again. And I do believe that's another like enemies to lovers kind of trope, because at first, so the movie basically goes, she is in love with this guy that she sees pass by her window at the train station every day. Knows nothing about him, just likes him because he's cute, right? One day he gets hit by a train. She saves him and takes him to the hospital, and she pretends to be his fiance. And in order to see him, so she tells the hospital, I'm his fiance, and they let her in. Then his family comes, and the nurses, before she could even say anything, said, oh, this is his fiance. And then everyone's like, wait, we didn't know he had a fiance, da 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 da. So she has to pretend to be this man's fiance while he's in a coma. And everyone believes her and loves her besides his brother. His brother's very skeptical of this fiance his brother is supposedly out of the blue had, right? And in him being very skeptical and not liking her and asking her questions and looking into her and, trying to be a super sleuth, right? And discover more about who she was. He ends up falling in love with her, okay? And that's how the movie goes. So you think she's gonna end up with the guy in the comb, but she ends up with his brother, right? That's the kind of energy coming through here. Just it was unexpected. You weren't expecting it to happen, and it just happened. And it was happenstance because she never would have saved him and took him to the hospital. She never would have met her true love of her life, which is the brother, right? Then we have Reishi. This doesn't come out a lot. It's retreat. This person feels completely 100% safe in your presence. Let me move this mouse so it doesn't go dark again. We have Rose. We have love. Okay, Rose, love. And this is giving me the Two of Cups. Hand holding. So having a forever partner, this is the same exact imagery. You have a dark hand, a lighter hand, right? So there could be something here about interracial connection. Maybe their hand is more tan than yours, or more rough and manly, and yours is more dainty and feminine, right? Okay, theirs could have calluses, yours is very smooth. Something here about that. There's like something, a difference in texture or color. But yeah, I'm hearing rough man hands, like a construction worker or something like that. Someone who's like of nature and works with their hands, right? And then we have a woman who's never worked a day in her life. And that would definitely be a Flynn Rider and Rapunzel, but mostly it would be Kristoff, who slings ice and things like that, versus Anna, who grew up in a castle her whole life and didn't really do much, right? But anyway, yeah, that's coming through for the Two of Cups, the same imagery, holding hands, intertwined, okay? And Two of Cups is also like the dating phase. So it is soulmates, but it's like dating. So something here about like dating someone and not expecting to find anybody, then finding you. Could be something that was coming through again. They went on a date with you and didn't really expect anything to happen, but it was like almost immediate, you know? For others of you, it took some time. But there's something here about them, like, you know, there's always that where, okay, how can I explain it? In a movie or a TV show, when two people are dating, or just in real life, there's always a very talkative, explorative, giddy, playful, friendly girlfriend, and there's like the brooding girlfriend, and all the boyfriend could do was sit at her side and like roll his eyes because she's just so freaking friendly and hopping from table to table, wanting to be everybody's friend, and he's just sitting there grumbling, like, you know, I don't really want to be here, but I'm here for her kind of energy, and like, you know, like just looking at her like, yeah, that's my girl, I guess, you know, that kind of energy was coming through, like while she's flitting about in a forest or a meadow. I'm sorry, I'm trying not to laugh. He's just like sitting there like, oh, being dragged along kind of, and he's just like smiling at her because he loves her, even though she's like annoying sometimes or does things he doesn't really care for, but he's still there. He's still sticking beside her, right? That's the kind of vibe that's coming through for you guys. Here we have Amanita, a conduit. Okay, so awakening, that kind of energy. And look, we have the tower being zapped by lightning. So lightning can be, you know, seen as something that's bad or negative, but it does help light up the sky. It's very pretty, unexpected, but it does help light up the sky during a dark thunderstorm, during stormy weather. And a conduit is like a conduit of electricity kind of energy. So you awaken things, you turn people on, right? So you turn their emotions on, you act as a conduit to help them feel something. Okay. So y'all are dealing with some grumblies out here because this person's like, you know. And here we have 𝐓𝐴 community. I'm not going to show the card too much because she's naked here. So you make them feel like they found a home, okay? What do communities do? They take care of each other. No matter what background you come from, no matter where you were born, whatever. Once you're in a specific community, communities take care of each other, right? And then we have a butterfly coming through in this card. I do want to read from the book. Give me a second. Because they have like keywords. So I want to see what are some of the keywords for community. Wow. It flipped right to Reishi. Retreat, recovery, meditation, hibernation, spiritual contemplation, replenishment of spirit. That's something that you represent as well, how your love feels as well. But we're going to 48. Celebration, kinship with tribe, community, friendship, union, finding your chosen family. And what did I say about chosen family? Yeah, exactly. a union. That's what Two of Cups means. So it's definitely something like that. And it says friendship. So friends to lovers, that kind of energy. You meet someone, you're friends with them, and you like them so much that you fall in love with them gradually over a long period of time, whether you wanted to or not. Like I said, loving you was as easy as breathing because they weren't expecting to nor wanting to fall in love, yet they did. Right? Okay. And that's what the Ten of Cups is: community, feeling completely safe and at one with somebody, at peace with somebody. Celebration, kinship with the tribe, community, friendship, union, finding your chosen family. Yeah. And that's also what happened in those movies as well. You know, Flynn was always on his own, found his chosen family through her. And then also with Kristoff, he was also on his own. Only his only family was the trolls and Sven. And in finding Anna, he ended up finding friends with Olaf. And especially, I think the cutest scene in Frozen 2 is when they're all sitting inside playing that charades game. That is the best scene in the movie before things get ghetto, of course. But I'm just like, this is so sweet. Anna went from being on her own and lonely to finding her chosen family, right? Her sister, her I almost said brother, ew, no. Wouldn't it be fun if they ended up having a brother in Frozen 3? Ugh. Her man and Olaf, and then Sven is there, and they're all just like, you know, having that one little moment of, oh, I found my family, you know. And I do believe there's a moment where Anna's just like sitting there smiling or something. It's either Anna or Elsa, and it's just like, wow, like I found my people. I think it's Anna because she was spending her whole life alone in the castle, and she finally found people to play with, right? Okay, so that's what I have for you guys. I did want to pull some dice. Can we? We have time. Did I pull all the cards from everything else? Yeah. We have time. We could use the dice and see what else is coming through for you guys. What? Come on. Stop playing. What does it feel like to be loved? If Cancer comes out, I'm going to throw them out. If Cancer, Jupiter, those come out, I don't even think I need the dice. Move. We have the Sun, makes sense. Happiness. Sunshine, clearing away the darkness. And it's also giving opposites attract as well, because in the Temperance card we have the sun and we have the moon. So you're the sun to their moon. That's how it feels to be loved by you. You kind of bring light to the darkness. Okay. Here we have Sagittarius, which is pack your bags. It's very adventurous kind of love. You do bring this person out of their shell, if anything. You bring them out of their shell. Look, we have Cancer. It came through. Yeah, mother's love. That's what your love feels like. Or very feminine and nurturing. You take care of them. Here we have ninth house. Wow, coming through twice. So yeah, you take them on adventures twice, guys. As well, a ninth house is Sagittarius energy, which also came through. So we have Sag coming through 3 times, and that is Jupiter energy. So yeah, you changed your life in a positive way. You have their life moving in a positive direction. This is so beautiful. Sag is also wisdom, learning, higher learning, spirituality, traveling, overseas travel in particular, or to be more specific. So maybe you met them overseas, or how, like I said, in the 2 movies that I mentioned, Frozen and Tangled, they're going on this big, arduous journey from one place to another to meet a kind of goal that the other person agreed, the guy agreed to indulge the female and go on, because he didn't have to. Flynn didn't have to take her anywhere, and Kristoff didn't have to take Anna anywhere. They're just indulging the girl that's like, you know, hysterical and, you know, helpless, essentially, you know. So maybe you're kind of helpless and dainty and feminine, and they're the manly man with the calluses and rough hands, and that's the duality you guys bring to each other's lives, because they're the very manly man, and you're the very girly girl who's like very helpless, needs help, damsel in distress vibes, you know, versus the savior, protector, Captain Save-A-Ho, knight in shining armor. All those things are coming through, okay? But Sagittarius is definitely all about learning, higher learning. So that could be something you teach them as well. They're either, they were introduced to spirituality through you, that's higher learning, or you teach them a lot. So they learn a lot by being next to you. That could be something. Or because of you, you know. Because of you, I never strayed too far from the sidewalk. Because of You is coming through by Kelly Clarkson. Is also, and it's all because of you, all because of you by Neil. I don't really mess him with that no more, but he's coming through. And then here we have Saturn energy coming through. So I feel like I love how, this is actually the complete opposite of each other is Capricorn and Cancer, I believe. They oppose each other in the wheel. The wheel is like 4th house and 10th house, right? And then 1st house and 7th house, yes. So they completely oppose each other. So we have Saturn, someone who's more serious and surly and, mercurial and stern. And then we have the Cancer energy coming through for someone who's more motherly. So it's definitely given divine feminine versus divine masculine, which is the sun and the moon, right? Okay. So maybe somebody who's like very moody, but it's giving the opposite. Bro, I can't talk. Opposites attract energy. Okay. So I'm going to leave your reading right here. I hope it resonated. If it did, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the tribe. We'd love to have you. If you would ever like to book a personal reading with me, you could always get in contact with me using my email in the description box below. But I hope you're having a beautiful, wonderful day whenever you're watching this reading. And as always, I will see you gorgeous people in the next one. Mwah. Bye. Hello, my gorgeous group 2s. Welcome to your reading. If you chose group 2, feminine image 2, however you got here, welcome. Today's reading is going to be a really cutesy kind of reading. I was channeling the song Speechless by Michael Jackson last week, and it gave me the idea of a reading for how does your love feel? How does it feel to be loved by you? And before I was starting your reading, I was hearing how sweet it is to be loved by you. So your love is very sweet, okay? And now I'm hearing Too Sweet by 𝐓𝐈𝐌𝐿. I think I'll take my whiskey neat, my coffee black, and my bed at 3. So maybe you're kind of like a rogue or something like that, like rakish is kind of vibe that's coming through, where you sleep all night, or you party all night, you sleep all day, you can't talk to anyone until you've had your coffee kind of energy. But it's like kind of like a sweetness about your love. Okay, so basically that song is definitely, it's not like a slur or, slander in any kind of way, but he's basically saying that song. There's a phrase in Ireland where they say someone is like too sweet, like sickly sweet almost. We would say someone's sickly sweet in America, and there's like a saying also that kind of like, equates that in Ireland. And that's basically what the song is about. He's like, this girl is telling him that he should go to sleep before the sun is up, and he should live a better kind of life, and he shouldn't do this. He's like, well, I'd rather take my whiskey neat, my coffee black, and my bed at 3. You're too sweet for me, too good for me. You're too sweet for me, okay? So right now, it's time for you to go, okay? So maybe your love is too sweet, sickly sweet. That could be coming through. And that would only a bitter person would say somebody's love is too sweet. But we're going to see what else comes through. But just for now, that's what's coming through. Also, the song that this reading was inspired by is Speechless by Michael Jackson. So feel free to give that song a listen, okay? The song starts off by like, your love is magical, that's how I feel, but I have not the words here to explain. Gone is the grace for expressions of passion, but there are words and worlds of ways to explain, to tell you how I feel, but I am speechless, speechless, that's how you make me feel. When I'm with you, I have the lyrics here, hold up. When I'm with you, I am lost for words. I don't know what to say. My head spinning like a carousel. So silently I pray. Helpless and hopeless is how I feel inside. So maybe your love is in a way too sweet for this person in a way where they think you're too good for them. That could be the thing that's coming through. Because, like I said, the song Too Sweet by 𝐓𝐈𝐿 is like, you're too good for me. You're telling me I should take better care of myself. Like right now, where I'm at in my life, I don't want to do that. I'm not open to that concept yet. You're too sweet for me. But he's like, if you'll sit in a barrel, maybe I'll wait. Meaning, you're sweet like a grape. Your body's a morning, soft as a lake. Something is divine. Da, 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 da. If you sit in a barrel, maybe I'll wait. But until that day, I think I'll take my whiskey neat. And basically what I interpreted that part of the song as is when you leave grapes in a barrel, or when you leave grapes to marinate in themselves, they turn into wine. And wine is also something that you can use to get drunk, just like whiskey and staying up all night. So it turns into like a bad thing in a way. But if you were to eat a grape regularly, it's supposed to be a fruit, right? So in a way, it's supposed to be healthy for you. But if you were to let the grape marinate and sit in a barrel, He's like, if you were to become wine, maybe I'll wait for you. But until that day, I'll take my whiskey neat. So he wants something that's unhealthy for him. And this love is too sweet, too healthy for him at this moment, for where he's at in his life. So that's what kind of vibe that I'm getting. Maybe you're too healthy, you're too sweet, you know? This person's like, I don't deserve their love. Because the part of the song that's coming through for you, for Speechless, is when I'm with you, I'm lost for words. I don't know what to say. My head spinning like a carousel. So silently I pray. Helpless and hopeless is how I feel inside. Nothing's real, but all is possible if God is on my side. When I'm with you, I am in the light where I cannot be found. It's as though I'm standing in a place called hallowed ground. Yeah, so love and God, I mean, not love, God is coming through in hallowed ground, which is something that's called in the Bible, where it's like, you know, hallowed ground is like heavenly or holy in some kind of way. And that's how your love feels. Holy, too good to be true, too sweet, I don't deserve it, okay? So immediately that message came through in some kind of weird, abstract kind of way. We got to the bottom of it, though, and we're 4 minutes and something in. At the bottom of the deck, we have 5 of Wands. Interesting. So maybe your love is like competitive. They fit, they're competing for it. Your love is also strength, because we have strength here. But we have the 5 of Wands in reverse. So it's kind of giving, like, you know, effortless. Like, yeah, the opposite of what competitive and fighting to get to the top would be is like something that's like very easy and sweet and simple, right? So let's get into the reading. How does it feel to be loved by my group? Choose. Hold on. Okay, so I took a pause to look up the song that was coming through. How sweet it is to be loved by you. And it's basically Give It Up. Got to Give It Up by Marvin Gaye. And the song goes, I used to go out to parties and stand around because I was too nervous to really get down. But my body yearned to be free. I got out on the floor and thought somebody could choose me. No more standing there beside the walls. Now I got myself together, baby, and I'm having a ball. As long as you're grooving, there's always a chance somebody's watching, might want to make romance. Move your body, you dance all night to the groove and feel right. Everybody's grooving. So maybe your love is kind of like easy, like I said, groovy. Like a little, like I said, too good to be true. Like you're kind of like you're caught up in a trance, and sooner or later you're going to have to fall back down to earth, because what? You are lifted up and now you're on hallowed ground in heaven kind of energy. So your love is kind of like heavenly, or, you know, proximity to heaven, since we don't really know if heaven's a real thing, you know. Let me stop. But yeah, you know, I'm hearing also cleanliness is close to godliness. So maybe your love is like really clean, fresh. I'm hearing cleansing. So maybe this, because he's like, I used to be too nervous, or I used to go to parties and stand around because I was too nervous to really get down. It's definitely given like maybe Playboy, or someone who's gone through a lot or seen a lot of things, or someone who's looking for, you know, I'm hearing Cruising for Bruising. I'm screaming. And I'm also hearing Cruising by Smokey Robinson. So you guys have a lot of groovy, I think this is like 80s kind of music, 60s, 70s, 80s vibe. So maybe you have like an old-fashioned kind of love, old-timey kind of love, back in the days kind of love. That's how it feels to be loved by you. You know how some people say, oh, you're 90s fine? Like you're giving 60s, 70s, 80s kind of loving. You're like, when we used to listen to these songs, we're like, oh my gosh. You know what I mean? So we have Marvin Gaye and we have Smokey Robinson coming through, crooners. So you're smooth, you go down smooth, you know, something like that is coming through for you guys, okay? But anything else in the song is coming through. You're moving your body easy with no doubts. I know what you're thinking, babe. You want to turn me out. I think I'm going to let you do it. Excuse me. Is this the right song? Because I'm not seeing How Sweet It Is to Be Loved by You. Okay? Because, go back. How Sweet It Is to Be Loved by You. That's a song, right? Or it's just a part of that song, or it's just a part of the... It is a song. Then give me the lyrics. How Sweet It Is to Be Loved by You lyrics. Yeah. I guess maybe he sampled the song from another song. But anyway, it says, How Sweet It Is to Be Loved by You. This is another song coming through by James Taylor. And it's, I needed the shelter of someone's arms, and there you were. I needed someone to understand my ups and downs, and there you were. with sweet love and devotion, deeply touching my emotion. I want to stop and thank you, baby. I want to stop and thank you, baby. Yes, I do. How sweet it is to be loved by you. It feels so fine. How sweet it is to be loved by you. But all the bold statements on the screen is like, I needed the shelter of someone's arms with sweet love and devotion. How sweet it is to be loved by you. I close my eyes at night, but you brighten up for me all of my days. But you brighten up for me all of my days. That's an interesting way to say something. You were better to me than I was to myself. Yeah. This is very interesting. I'm like, which is the actual song? Because I was playing it here and it was actually playing. I guess he added his own little twist to it. Or maybe the other guy copied him. Because this is saying the 60s kind of love. Yeah, 60s, 70s. That's the kind of energy that's coming through for y'all. That very old, back in the day kind of love, right? Because this is a song by Marvin Gaye, 1965. Anyway, I'm going to stop just focusing on this one thing and get into your reading because we've been here for who knows how long. But that song is coming through. If you know the actual song, you can look it up. And that's also the vibe your song gives. That 70s, 60s. I'm also hearing, what's his name? My man. Or what would have been my man? Sam Cooke. All his songs, very like sexy, suave, smooth, romantic. I just want to, melt in my drawers kind of love. You speak too sweet to me, So you can be like a very words of affirmation kind of lover. Excuse me again. Why am I so burpy? Like, you just can't help but express and say and do things. You can't hold them down. So you're like a very expressive kind of lover as well. And expressive is like in words and also action. So that's coming through for you guys. But how does it feel to be loved by you? We have the Knight of Swords. Your love is like, I just want to get up and do something. I want to get up and dance. I want to get up and explore. That kind of energy. I want to go on a trip. Like, I forgot something. I want to do like inspiration. Like, wait, I didn't know I wanted to do this. Now I do. Muse kind of energy, Here we have King of Swords. So wow, we have two swords coming through so far. Knight of Swords and King of Swords. So maybe your love, like, elevates people because we went from a knight to a king. And then the other card we have here is 10 of Cups. Wow. And I love how they're all upright. I don't got time to decipher. And I'm seeing 1111 as well. So it's definitely giving kind of like a wish come true. And the 10 of Cups is just like a very serene, beautiful, happily ever after kind of love. And this came through in group 1, but in a very different way. So yeah, people feel safe in your arms, safe in your presence. You're definitely giving family. So maybe you give family. That's what your love gives. Gosh. Okay. Quick as a whip, smart is kind of what's coming through for you guys. But I'm definitely hearing too good to be true. 10 of Cups is definitely, with the rest of the cards that are coming through. It's like pining is what I'm hearing. You make people want to pine. That's the biggest umbrella I've ever seen in my life. I'm screaming. Yo. I'm sitting here at work and we have a monitor where we can see what's going on outside. And this person just passed by because it was raining outside and with the biggest umbrella I've ever seen in my life. So umbrellas are protection. You protect people, That could be your love as well. Very protective. Doting. That's what I meant when I was talking about you're always there for somebody, making sure they're okay. And you express your love, okay? I'm done. I'm also hearing free your mind and the rest will follow. So maybe your love is also very mind freeing. Maybe you get people out of like hive mindsets where they follow behind everyone. You make them want to be a leader and do their own thing. Or maybe you make people want to like step up and show out to kind of earn your love. That's kind of what's coming through. You make people want to earn it because they think it's too good or they never want to risk losing it, Here we have the Two of Wands, so that's the exploring energy coming out. Because with this Knight of Swords, he's running towards something. And the Two of Wands, it kind of looks like she's pining for something. She wants to explore and do things, but she hasn't gone after it yet, You make them feel like they're in a movie. Now, I'm getting a specific instance. Have you ever been in a car, right? You're in the back of the car and the passenger seat of the car, it doesn't matter. Music is playing in your headphones or on the radio and you're just watching the world pass you by and you just think you're in your own little movie. That happens to me quite a lot. I don't know what it is about me. Like the montage of the movie where someone's driving somewhere or doing something, and I just feel like the main character in my life for once. I'm in the back of the Uber, driving somewhere on the highway, everything's passing by. Like I'm seeing the lights of New York and it's giving movie, right? That's kind of what your love gives. Like you're in a movie, you know? Like too good to be true, kind of happy ever after kind of energy. It was coming through differently for group one. So yeah, I don't think, oh, every group is getting happy ever after. I mean, I feel like that's what love, being in love is. Like you're in your own little fairy tale, right? Or your own little movie, you know? How people say, I want that movie kind of love, that 70s, 60s kind of love. That's what you're giving. And this person's like staring, pining out the window as everything, the scenery is passing her by. And that's what this card is giving me right now. That's the kind of love you give. Like nostalgic, like back in the days, you know? Now we have a Queen of Swords. Wow. It's definitely giving like very talkative, very smart, very intelligent kind of love. You teach people by loving them. You teach them through loving them, you know? Like I keep hearing like godly. There's something like very, I don't want to disappoint this person or get on their bad side with the King and the Queen of Swords coming out. I don't want to ever be on this person's bad side. I always want to be in their protection, under their care, in their loving arms, you know? How cute. This is beautiful. And then we have Eight of Wands. Yeah, all encompassing. That's what the Eight of Wands is. It comes in quick, fast, and in a hurry. And it doesn't stop to take into consideration what you want, what you know, I'm hearing nothing and then all at once, you know? Or slowly, then all at once. Kind of like, yeah, you overtake people. That's what your love feels like. All encompassing, or maybe overwhelming sometimes. Or they just feel a lot for you. And it just like fills them up like to the point of bursting, you know? Is the kind of energy that's coming through for you guys. But like watching a beautiful sunset as well. So your love could be like very serene or scenic. Taking the scenic route is what I'm hearing. So it's definitely giving a movie, a television show. Like I'm in my own like I never thought I would have this kind of love where I feel like I'm living out my dream, my movie. But this is the kind of love like you meet someone, it's giving meet cute. You know what I mean? You talk to them. You guys fall in love very easily. You talk every day. They move in really quickly. You guys get along and have the best conversations. Is what this love is definitely giving, the best conversations about everything and anything, you know. It's giving Night Owl because I'm seeing two bats or a bat in this King of Swords card. And that's giving staying up all night having conversations, which do happen in the movies, right? The montages of them meeting and takeout and watching movies on the couch and, you know, getting into things in the bedroom and things getting hot and spicy. And the sex in the movies be better than any sex I ever had in real life. Let me stop. Like, anything you ever had in real life is like in the movies makes it 10 times better and 10 times sexier and more passionate. And you just feel like you're living in a dream, a montage kind of energy. That's what your love is, to be caught up in those feelings and never let go or never release, you know? Like everything's extra passionate, pushing up against the wall, hand around throat, the man have his veins show. Like that's what movie kind of love gives. Like, oh, I want that. You know, I would give anything to have that. And that's what your love is giving, right? Or that's how it feels to be loved by you. Oh, this is like what I always wanted for myself ever since I watched that one movie when I was a kid. You know what I mean? It's like giving, if you were to give someone your love and take it away, they're going to become an addict. I keep itching my hand. It's not itchy at all. It's like giving, like, I need this. Like, where do they go? You know, that kind of energy is coming through for, you know, your reading. Watch you like a hawk, watching you like a hawk. There's like an obsession, like a tinge of darkness to this love, right? Or a tinge of like forbidden to this love. So when they're with you, they're exhilarated. I'm not supposed to be here. You know what I mean? Or I'm it's giving teacher student, like they're very strict and I don't want to disappoint them and have them risk taking their love away. It's giving like power dynamic here. When you have all the power is what's coming through, which is why this person's chasing you, is giving this specific card right here. I keep getting scenes from movies. So like I said, movie kind of love. Okay. But this scene is giving, I hate to always bring these movies up, but I can't help it. Okay. Twilight, right? Breaking Dawn Part 1, I believe it is, where Jacob finds out they're getting married. He literally comes out of his house, he takes off his shirt, turns into his wolf form and is running to, like, I guess, get away from it all because he can't deal with the emotions that this news evoked in him, you know? Overwhelming is what your love is. But I'm sorry, I always thought he was running to go tell Bella you can't marry him, but he was like running away in the mountains. He tells her when he comes to their wedding. He's like, oh, I was just, traveling through parts of whatever, Canada or whatever he was saying. He was like in wolf form for the longest time. And that's what the scene always gives me, the beginning of Breaking Dawn, where we hear her mother like, it's happening, and then we hear everybody getting their invitation, and we see, we don't know what's happening. We don't see anything until we get to Jacob, and then he's like mad and running out the house and tearing off his shirt and turning into wolf form. And like, I guess the invitation drifts down to the floor, and then we finally see it's a wedding invitation. That's what's getting everybody so excited, But that's what's coming through for you guys. He's like running away from life in that scene, So maybe you're like an escape as well to this person. I do want like 2 more cards because this reading is like it's not what I expected, but I love it. What does your love feel like? We have 6 of Cups, a place of well-being, home. Wow, we have Queen of Wands, so fun. You're a very fun person. Your love is like very like intense in like a really good way. It's even like a very big Scorpio energy. I always want to be around this person. I want to be up under this person. I want to be in their body. I want our 2 souls to be melded in a way we will never be able to, disconnect. We will never be able to be apart, I'm you, you're me. Like, I've been with you, you've been with me since forever. Soulmate kind of energy, right? And then we have the Queen of Wands. She's full of fire, life, passion, spunk, spice, right? She has a little bit of an attitude. She like loves to get her way. Everything's about her, main character energy. That's what you're giving. And this person's just like living your main character life with you. As long as they get to be beside you, they don't really care, Someone they grew up beside. So this could, if it were a trope, it would be childhood friends to lovers maybe. Or best friends to lovers kind of energy is what's coming through here. Because it's giving someone you grew up with, you evolved with, right? Could be someone, it could be an age gap. Somebody's young, somebody's older, who knows? That could be what your love feels like, forbidden, Yeah. Oh, this is so sexy. And then we have the moon coming through. This is the perfect way, like someone is deep in their feelings for you and there's no escape. They're fully submerged under the water, and water represents emotions, right? And water, when water overtakes you, you're muted. Life is muted next to this person, next to you in your love. But it's like a feeling of safety, but it's also scary, if that makes sense. Like, water can either be scary or so peaceful and serene. It's never like in between. It's either going to be a serene lake, a still lake, and it's like, still waters run deep, right? And someone's submerged under this lake, but these 2 wolves standing there would never know, It's also giving pining. It seems like these 2 wolves are pining for each other in this card, in this instance, in this reading. Because these cards give me different meanings every time they come out, which I love, But yeah, it's giving these 2 wolves are pining. They can't be together. They're separated by an ocean, things like that. Long distance can be a thing as well. So whenever they're with you, there's just like all this love. It has to be stuffed into one encounter before or this one meetup or this one week before you guys leave, and then have to, go weeks or months without seeing each other. So all the love and sex have to be stuffed into one little time limit, and that's how it feels to be loved by you, like frantic, desperate, But anyway, yeah, water's either going to be still as a lake or raging like the sea. It's going to be either or. It's just never an in between. Very interesting reading so far. Yeah. Like, I'm hearing illicit affair, something that's not supposed to happen, but it feels so much better because it is. Something that's not supposed to happen, or somebody you never would have been able to get, or something like that, out of your league kind of energy. We have facts of life. And this came through group 1, as did the 2 of Wands and 10 of Cups. Just putting it out there in case somebody felt called to it. But yeah, this is like a fact of life, something you couldn't help. It's as easy as breathing, something that's not a lie or a truth. It's a fact. Loving you and being loved by you is a fact of life. They couldn't help it, They couldn't help it if they tried. It's giving a song, but it's not fully coming through. I couldn't help it if I tried. It's giving a song from a movie, though. Couldn't help it if I tried. Let's see if I could. I couldn't help it if I wanted to. I couldn't help it if I tried lyrics. No, no specific song. Okay. But you see how it was coming through. I couldn't help it if I tried lyrics. No. Nope. Okay, that's fine. It's like, yeah, nothing slowly and all at once is kind of how that's coming through. They were just overcome. We have doors fly open. Exactly. A tornado, a whirlwind. Yeah, something you couldn't help. Doors just fly open. This person was just there, and the tornado literally will sweep you up and have you going around and around and around in its winds and, cyclone energy. So hypnotizing as well. Your love is hypnotic. We have choose your words carefully, explicit, right? Because when we see all these, words coming out in a song, it's going to be an explicit version. So adult. Your love is very adult, very sexy. We have power. That's the Queen of Wands and the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords. Like I said, they don't want to disappoint you. And you're like the person they look up to and they love. And, so like it's definitely giving you have some power. I'm hearing, you got that power over me. And stop it. Mama. Everything I love, it resides in those eyes. But that's the song Power Over Me by 𝐓𝐿 Kennedy. But I looked up that song for another reading, and tell me why they gave me the remix, right, with some rapper. I'm like, since when was this even a song? Since when 𝐓𝐿 Kennedy have rappers on his music? But anyway, and the part of the song was so explicit. I was screaming in the reading. I'm like, what? Like, I wasn't expecting this. Because 𝐓𝐿 Kennedy is like very much like very croony and deep and, ballady. And he had this guy talking about, see this, see that. I'm like, wait! With the P in front, right? And I'm like, wait, 𝐓𝐿, this is what we do now? You're grown, you think you're grown. Don't do that. Yeah, I'm like, what the heck? Like, look it up. I don't feel like doing it again. Because I don't feel like acting a fool on here today. But that song, like, the remix with some kind of rapper, I just looked up Power 𝐓𝐿 Kennedy lyrics, and that's the first thing that popped up, and I was acting a whole fool. I remember. It was in the other room over there. And I'm like, what? So it's definitely very, very explicit, very raunchy, very, like I said, those scenes in the movies where they having sex for the first time. You're just like, wait, this is not how it is in real life, right? Okay. Power. You have power. And I'm hearing that don't kill me can only make me stronger. So you're kind of the person that is like, fight or flight. You're either going to deal with their personality or you're going to leave, right? You don't give people ultimatums. Is definitely the vibe of the Queen of Swords and King of Swords as well. Like, you're going to deal with it or leave it. Love me or leave me. Stop playing in my face, kind of very blunt energy. And that's what your love feels like, an ultimatum. Okay? But power. And I believe no one man should have all that power. The clock's ticking, I just count the hours. Like, a lot of Kanye's coming through, and that's worrying. Let me stop. I do think it's like a Gemini or something. So your person could be a Gemini, or it's kind of like I said, you have that. You're either going to be a still lake, Gemini energy coming through, or you're going to be a raging sea. Like, there's no in between. You're either going to be very quiet, or you're going to be very full on. You're going to be very innocent, and then you're going to be very raunchy. You're going to be very loud. They're going to be very quiet. You know what I mean? Going to be very innocent and very naughty, right? Very studious and very, rowdy. That's the kind of energy you can flip the switch. I just flip the switch. That is coming through. You definitely be flipping switches out here. You could be a switch. Ooh. Yes, exactly. 1 minute you're dominant, the next minute you're submissive. Stop playing in my face. Yeah. You choking the half of 1 minute, the next minute you're not, right? And I believe it's funny because I was watching a reading, and she mentioned the song 505 by Arctic Monkeys. And I have that song saved on Spotify, but I don't listen to it a lot. But one, I do know I used it for a reading a long time ago when I first started this channel. I used it for the thumbnail image to help choose your song. And it was like, do they love you or something like that or not? Long time ago. It's a year. It's been a year. Like, YouTube notified me on Saturday. It's been a year since I've had this channel. So let's clap for that. Happy 1 keep I have to do something. I keep saying I'm going to do giveaways and I'm going to do them. I promise. But I don't have time, I wish I had more time. That's what people are with you. They wish they had more time with you. Time goes by so fast, and before you know it, it's been 3 months, and now they're in love with you, and they're married, and you know stuck them with a kid, and you're pregnant, and they're just like, wait, I just met you. How are we married now? And that's kind of like how loving you feels. One minute you're single, the next minute, I'm hearing next thing you know. I'm getting too many messages. Let me just relax, okay? Next thing you know by Jordan, is it Davis is coming through? It's a country song. He's like, next thing you know, you meet a girl at a bar. Next thing you know, she's your girlfriend. Next thing you know, you're telling your friends she's not moving in. The next thing you know, she is. Next thing you know, she's pregnant. There's like a two lines on a pregnancy test. Next thing you know, your daughter's getting married and going off to college. Next thing you know, you're a grandfather. Like, that's how the song goes. Next thing you know. But what did I say before that? It's been a year since I did the reading, yes. And 505, Arctic Monkeys, right. There's like something here about like having your hand around my throat and I don't mind it, right? Let me look it up. It says I'm going back to 505 if it's a 7-hour flight or a 45-minute drive. In my imagination, you're waiting, lying on your side with your hands between your thighs. More explicit lyrics coming through. So if it wasn't one song, it's going to be the next, right? Stop and wait a sec. When you look at me like that, my darling, what did you expect? Queen of Wands, getting very spicy. I'd probably still adore you with your hands around my neck. Or I did the last time I checked, right? That's coming through. Now, back to what I was saying. Let me look up the other song. Give me a second. Oh, this song has me giggling. I'm sorry. I just want to save time in between me looking up the lyrics. But anyway, it says, next, you swear that you're staying single. Next thing you know, you meet a girl at a bar. And next thing you know, you got her laughing. It's 2 a.m. You're telling your buddies 3 months in that she ain't moving in. Next thing you know, there's a U-Haul trailer. Next thing you know, your old apartment is y'all's new place. There goes the carpet, but the deer head stays. Next thing you know, you're saving money like never before, just to spend it all at a jewelry store, getting down on one knee on her mama's porch, just praying she don't say no. Next thing you know, your best man gives a half-drunk speech, and you're sunburned on a honeymoon beach, and your left hand's getting used to that ring, and there the next 2 or 3 years go. Next thing you know, you weren't really trying. Next thing you know, there's a test on the counter. Next thing you know, she's standing there crying, nodding her head yes. You're half excited, half scared to death. Next thing you know, you're wearing scrubs and a funny white hat. And the doctor's saying, how you doing there, Dad? And nobody's ever called you that. And you take the drive home slow. Next thing you know, it's first steps, first dates, first car. It's 1:11 and you're wondering it's 11:01, you're wondering where they are. You're saying that USC is too far. It's amazing how fast 17 years go. Next thing you know, you get to know your wife again and you're more in love than you ever been, with a lot of years of remember whens and still some down the road. Next thing you know, you got a yard full of your kids and you take them to church, teach them how to fish, and you tell them stories every chance you get about how fast this life down here can go. Next thing you know, a gorgeous song, a beautiful song. I love this song. But that's what it's giving. It's giving like 1 minute you meet her saying, I'm staying single. The next minute you're booed up. The next minute you're telling your friends, we're not going to get together. She's moving in. You're married, kids, grandkids, going to college. That's what's coming through. And then we have this could be bad. So there could be something here about like I said, it's risky to fall in love with you, because when you fall in love with someone so deeply and wholly, and it's kind of holy, like WHOLLY, so holy, not holy, and that's coming through twice, because I said you're giving holy with the hallowed ground, right? But no, like you fall in love with someone so completely, we'll use that word instead. And maybe you're more in love than they are. It's like you are risking getting really badly hurt. If this person's like fickle, like the Queen of Swords and the King of Wands, and just decides to up and leave because they're a little more cold and emotional, but you're still so deeply in love with them, child, the ghetto. But that's what's coming through for y'all. Let me get some cards from this deck here. Facts of Life is also giving a little bit of what Group 1s was giving, where you teach them a lot about life, because you're very knowledgeable with 2 swords coming out. Okay? Very mature. But it's also funny how it's talking about Jacob from Twilight, and he was feeling such intense emotions for Bella, who was never his, He's telling her, you should be with me, da da da, you should be with me. That song's coming through from Taylor Swift. But he's telling her, you should be with me. I want to be with you. Tell me you don't have feelings for me. He was so freaking intense and obsessed with that girl. And she was like, can you leave me alone? Like, I'm with my man. Like he was so freaking, like, he pissed me. I hated Jacob. Like, I'm not even going to lie. But, like, oh, I hated him. I'm like, leave her alone. She keeps telling you it's Edward. It's always going to be him. Like, and you keep fiending. Like, the way Stephanie Meyer wrote him pissed me off. I'm like, stop it. I can't. Like, kissing her, saying kiss me, and then her being a heifer in Eclipse, like, kiss me. When he was sick, he's leaving because you're marrying him. And what? That's her man, Jacob. Why are you mad? Like, yo. Those movies, and it happens every single time. I get upset every single time. That's how involved, that's how obsessed, that's how invested I am in those movies. That's how invested this person is in your love. That's how you, and how invested you are in your relationships. Because I'm getting upset again, because just thinking about it pisses me off. Like, you're so all encompassed, so enveloped, so obsessed, so just like deeply embedded in someone. That's how your love feels, right? And how it feels to be loved by you. Okay, like, I need this person more than air, more than the air that I breathe. It's the kind of vibe coming through, right? So I wrote down some keywords for how does it feel to be loved by you, and out of control is coming through for you, right? Wildfire, passionate, deep. Okay, that's what's coming through. I wrote down some of those. It's also giving safe, right? But it's definitely giving wildfire, passionate, deep, and out of control kind of energy, obsessive. So, how does my group 2's love feel? How does it feel to be loved by them? We have radiance, like you're standing underneath the sun. And look at how we have more energy. It's giving wind in your hair, like you're driving in a car, you're on a road trip, those kind of vibes. You're playing your favorite music, your feet hanging out the window. Let me stop. The windows are down, you're blasting music, you're laughing with your person in the passenger seat, or they're driving, doesn't matter. You're eating snacks, you're singing along, you just feel completely free, young, wild, and free. That's the energy that's coming through, because we see somebody running once again. I'm trying to cover her because her boobs are showing. I'm in this car, she's running, and she has the animals chasing her. It's definitely giving kind of like a goddess, She frolics with the the meadow, and the animals, flock to her. And it's kind of like a magnetic kind of force of nature energies that's coming through for how your love feels, or how it feels to be loved by you. Take a breath. I need to catch my breath, y'all. But yeah, radiance right under the sun card. So like they're basking in the sun's glow, right? Because that's how obsessive. It's like giving, in the background, we have somebody's house burning. And she just running, frolicking free. So it could be like freedom. It's very freeing loving you. You don't judge people, even though you kind of could, because we have the Queen of Swords and King of Swords. They're very, very judgmental people. But it's definitely giving non-judgmental. It's giving she wants to be free and live in nature. She doesn't want to be confined to house. So it's definitely kind of giving unconventional kind of relationships maybe, right? But let's see what else comes through for you guys. For you guys. And we have a sunset once again. But it's definitely giving a fire. We have candle lit dinners, because we have candles lighting up in the Queen of Wands, okay? It's giving buying a dog and living with that dog and watching that dog and your child grow up. So it's definitely giving little pieces of home coming through. It's definitely giving you're waiting for her to come home, or waiting for them to come home from work, pining for them all day, right? That's the energy. Here we have Dragon's Blood, Animal Monday. That's literally what this means. Oneness, connection to the divine. That kind of energy is what this card means, okay? There could be something here about your eyes coming through. How they get lost in your eyes. How they get, hypnotized under your eyes. Your eyes hold so many emotions and feel so many things. When they look into your eyes, they can feel your love. That's what I'm hearing. How deep is your love? It's across the ocean. Hey, what devotion are you? How deep is your love? Maybe your love is a little bit, like I said, I'm just looking at these animals and her running, and the animals like chasing behind her. Like, too good to be true. Like, magical maybe as well. Like, I don't know how this person can make me feel like this. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't understand it. It's witchcraft, it's giving witchcraft. Wow, you're getting a lot of songs. I'm getting the song Witchcraft by, from Frank Sinatra, and I'm also hearing you're just too marvelous for words, dun, 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 and glamorous, and that old-fashioned dun, 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 that song. And then I'm also hearing, Witchcraft by Frank Sinatra as well. I'm trying to see if the song is going to come through. Like the words. I'll look it up. Hold on. So it goes, those fingers in my hair, that sly, come hither stare, that strips my conscience bare, it's witchcraft. And I've got no defense for it. The heat is too intense for it. What good would common sense for it do? Because it's witchcraft, wicked witchcraft. And although I know it's strictly taboo, didn't I say that was coming through in your reading? When you arouse the need in me, my heart says yes, indeed in me. Proceed with what you're leading me to. It's such an ancient pitch, but one I wouldn't switch, because there's no nicer witch than you. When you arouse the need in me, my heart says yes, indeed in me. Proceed with what you're leading me to. It's such an ancient pitch, but one I never switch, because there's no nicer witch than you. Yeah, child. They don't say what they said. But those fingers in my hair and that sly come hither stare, stop playing in my face. It's all encompassing. I just keep saying that. And that's what this Animal Monday is giving me. Everything, everywhere, all at once, right? We have cat's claw, purification. Also another energy of, like I said, too good to be true coming through in this card. And it's also giving cat. It's giving, prowling, predatory, with the way. And look at how it's like giving the eyes. When you give that sly come hither stare, I was talking about your eyes that was coming through as well. That's what this is definitely giving me. Y'all have that siren stare, right? We have the come free, completion. You make them feel complete. I think that came through in one of these cards. You found the other person. You're just completely content with this person. That's what your love feels like. Oh, this is beautiful. Right. It's that's what that could be bad. This could be bad. It's coming through. Like if I were to like really just let things down, let my guard down, this person would like take everything that I'm worth, take me for everything that I am, and never let me go. If I were to let them, right? Okay. Let's see what dice are coming through for you. Oh yes, completion. Animal Monday, everything, everywhere, all at once, and then we have calm-free completion. Those are the vibes that are coming through. Okay, here we have the moon coming through in the dice form as well. So it's definitely something here about secrecy. It's definitely giving Lady of the Lake, mystery, mystique. That's coming through as well from X-Men. She's able to be anybody, shapeshift into anybody. So it's definitely giving multifaceted, it's definitely giving role playing. Okay. Here we have Venus, so very Venusian vibes that are coming through for you guys. We have Taurus and Libra with this card, so it's definitely giving goddess, and that did come through with this whole St. John's wort radiance. Like everything revolves around you, everything shines on you, make everything brighter and happier. Her whole body's naked, so that's something they look for and focus on as well. And it's funny how the song that was coming through 505 is like, I love to see, watch you on your side with your hand between your thighs, and I would be fine if you're with your hand wrapped on my neck. Like very spicy vibes coming through, okay? And I was hearing a switch, so you're definitely like, dominant, but you're also submissive, and that's like the best of both worlds, right? You get somebody to tell you what to do when you're ready, okay? And then you have somebody to tell what to do when you're ready as well. Now we have second house, which is Taurus vibes again, and it's definitely giving very valuable, okay? I'm hearing precious gem, a diamond, okay? So you're a diamond in the rough, but you're definitely giving precious stone, gemstone, rich, rare, beautiful, okay? And the song Rare by Selena Gomez could be important. I don't really know it that well, but it popped into my head, so that's coming through as well. Second house, very valuable, finances, structure, stability, money, security, okay? We have second house again. Security, secure. They feel secure, complete, happy, at peace, at one with the universe. And I'm looking at the camera and I'm seeing this little baby walking down the street. So it's definitely giving wanting to have kids and settle down with you. That's what your love is giving this person, how it feels to be loved by you. All your needs are met, right? And then we have, Scorpio, honestly. Are we surprised? No. Scorpio, sexy, intense, taboo, SEXy. Okay, I'm done. Hold up, go to the right one. And then we have, I believe this is Pisces. I always confuse Pisces, but it's Pisces. So very deep, very like, it's giving the moon, it always gives me 12th house energy because it is, I do believe, yeah, the moon in tarot is Pisces. And now it makes sense why it is, because the moon is secrets, the psyche, things that we keep hidden, things that we can't let free or let, and you know, stuff like that. So kinks and secrets and what you like in the bedroom and stuff like that plays into your psyche, because based on what you've gone through in your life, that plays a part in what you like in the bedroom as well, right? Okay, and that's coming through with Scorpio 8th house vibes, and now we have 12th house vibes with Pisces. So now it makes a lot of sense to me why the moon in the tarot is not Cancer, but it's Pisces, because Pisces rules over the 12th house, and that's like everything that's concealed, secret, your psyche, things that, you know, you don't want people to know or find out about. And that's kind of what your love feels like. Maybe it's like very deep because you guys talk about those things with your person, things that, you know, what you went through, traumas, why do you like the certain things you like, you know, taboo keeps coming through. Juicy. I said that so weird. Ugh, yuck. But yeah, that's what's coming through the moon. Then we have Pisces on the same wavelength, very deep, willing. It's like you get lost, like I said, swept up and lost in your love. That's what your love feels like, or what it feels like to be loved by you, right? Very sexy. Okay, it's definitely giving you're the main character, but this person just loves to be right beside you, living your main character life with you, right? It's giving passenger princess. You know, your feet out the window. I keep seeing that and hearing that. You know. While this person's driving, you're just feet plopped up, you know, wind in your hair, kind of energy, singing along to the music. And there's nothing they can do but marvel at your freeness, your ability to be yourself, and how they're just so in love with you. Oh, this is so gorgeous. I love this reading. Oh, gorgeous. Look, y'all lucky, whoever this person is. Or your person's lucky because that's how your love feels. But I'm done. I hope this reading resonated. If it did, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, join the tribe. We'd love to have, if you'd ever like to book a personal reading. So I didn't want to look up Animal Monday in the box. I mean, in the book. Because there's a few keywords that I missed. But it's definitely oneness with the universe. It's definitely the divine soul or something like that. It's 51. Let's see. Right to it. Oneness merging with the divine, access to the world, soul, occult knowledge, initiation, universal donor, entry into the great void. And that's also 12th house energy as well. It's a very spiritual house. Okay? I'm hearing dark magic. Look at that. Yeah, so definitely your energy is definitely giving insightful, can see everything, is one with the universe, and that's something that's intoxicating as well, because it's kind of like it's one big secret and only you and your person's in on it, right? It's definitely giving in a bubble kind of love where it's just the two of you. You know all their deepest, darkest secrets, they know all of yours. It's just like that bond can never be replicated, right? But I'm gonna leave it reading there. I think I said everything I need to say. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Mwah. Bye. Hello, my gorgeous group threes. Welcome to your reading. If you chose thumbnail image 3, number 3, option 3, however you got here, welcome. Today's reading is going to be about how does it feel to be loved by you? What does your love feel like? It's a very cutesy reading, and it was inspired because last week I was channeling a song, or a song popped into my head, which happens very often, honestly, but I felt called to pay special attention to this song. It was Speechless by Michael Jackson, and it's like a very obscure song of his. It's not one of the more popular ones. It's from the You Rock My World, one of his last albums, official albums before he passed in 2005 or 7. And it's like, your love is magical, that's how I feel, but I have not the words here to explain. Gone is the grace for expressions of passion, and there are worlds and worlds of ways to explain, to tell you how I feel, but I am speechless, speechless, that's how you make me feel. That's like the beginning of the song, and that's the song, that the part that was playing in my head, and I'm like, it inspired me to do a reading about what does your love make people feel, or how does your love feel, okay? And we're gonna get into that today, and I'm just excited because group 1 and group 2 are just so beautiful, and I'm just like, where's my love like this? I know it's on the way, it's coming, but still, hurry up. How about that? Okay. Let's get into it. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Empress. Okay. So it's definitely giving like a world. This person feels very like your love is very attentive. I'll put it that way. Your person feels very seen, very heard, very nurtured, very abundant. Like their life can't get any better than this when they're with you. Which is very sweet, very beautiful. The Empress is also very Taurus and Libran, right? And I love how we have like a bunch of fishies. I've never noticed this about this card before. There's a bunch of fishes in water coming through here, and fishes represent like abundance, right? When fishes is definitely prosperity and abundance when we see a lot of fishes. And then we have the World here. So maybe your love is very rich. That's how they would describe it. How does it feel? Very rich, very abundant, very nurturing. I'm hearing, what is this? What is the word? I can't find the word. I'm hearing copious, like copious amounts of it. But what I mean is like, how do you say it? Something that never runs out. Something that never runs out. It's like a well that keeps filling even though you keep digging, even though you keep drinking all the water, the well just keeps refilling back, right? So it's like inexhaustible. It's how your love feels, if that makes sense. A well that never goes dry, money that never goes broke, you know what I mean? So it's always on, it's always overflowing, it's always very abundant. So they feel very, very, very loved and taken care of by you, maybe even a little spoiled by you, maybe a little bit of group one, which I was saying is like giving a mother's love. Because the Empress is divine mother and very feminine energy, so it's giving cooking, cleaning, it's very doting, you know what I mean? That's like how your love feels to this person based on just the Empress, which was at the bottom of the deck. Okay. Whew. Okay. There could be something about massages coming through here for you guys. Or this person's like, you give them massages or you kind of take the weight off of the world. Yeah, exactly. I was waiting for a pun with the world to come through. You take the weight of the world off their shoulders. That's the kind of energy that comes through. So it's like, I wrote down a little bit of a few things that love can be described as, and it's like a breath of fresh air, right? So that's what your love feels like so far. Let's see what else comes out when we actually start pulling the cards. What does your love feel like? My group threes, please, Spirit, what does your love feel like? Or what does it feel to be loved by them? What does it feel like to be loved by them? All these blasted cards, and it just came out, bloop. And this is not the Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Cups. Why the heck is this card coming out for all of these readings? Yo, because we're not doing this right now. I'm like, oh, this card is coming, and so has this one. Wait, these two cards have come out for every reading now. Two of Wands and the Ten of Cups. But I'm hearing together like they can do anything, that they could pull off anything. Like they're finally worthy of their happily ever after. You would be the perfect mother to their kids. So it's definitely giving a mothering kind of love. Why the heck is that bus so loud? That is crazy to me. The window was like dang near closed. A small little sliver, and I'm hearing all this stuff. Get out. Maybe you... I'm hearing it like a warm blanket. Or a weighted blanket. Very comforting, soothing kind of presence around this person. There was something else that was coming through. I forget. There was something, another example. Oh, I'm hearing, yeah, that's what I was going to say. You kind of chase with the nightmares. So the way that a child feels most safe when they're next to their mother, when they have a bad dream, who do they run to? You know, or their child runs to the parent, okay? So like a parental kind of love, not to make it weird, okay? It feels like how they grew up when they were scared and their mother would come and tell them, it's okay, it's fine. It's like a warm glass of milk before bed, milk and cookies, peas in a pod, two things that go together and fit perfectly together is what I'm getting as well. But like, yeah, when they feel your love feels like when they were young and they would have a bad dream when they would run to their mom's room and sleep next to her and feel like that was the safest place in the world. Now that's beside you, not their mom anymore, right? My back is just like, ugh, what is wrong? Okay, so first we had the Four of Pentacles come out. So it's very safe, very protective, okay, very secure. But that's what I was saying with the money. So maybe you have a lot of money and your love feels very secure. Just keep in mind that this reading is going to be for, it's gender neutral. Everybody can watch. We're not going to say just for women, just for men. How does your love feel? Period. So your love feels very providing. Like you're the protector, you're the provider. That's how your love feels, okay? And there's so many different people living their lives out here. Women are providers now, protectors. It's just a whole bunch of, okay, especially if you're in a connection with two females, okay? It's like one has to be the protector, one has to take on the more masculine traits, right? And that's what this is giving, a more masculine person who's like very, secure, who's very safe, who keeps to themselves, like a very reserved kind of person. And it's kind of like when someone who's more reserved falls in love with you and takes care of you, you feel special in that kind of way because they don't talk to everyone or let everybody in, but they kind of let you in. So now you're like, oh, okay, look at me. And they're the kind of like the provider. They're very soothing because now I feel like you need to talk just a little, calmer, okay? So like a mother, like I said, calming her child down after they have a bad dream, okay? Like, why am I getting that freaking, it was like a video that was going around on social media of a lady who like getting into bed and she was upset that her like partner was sleeping. So she smacked the mess out of him. And then he woke up. She was like, my darling, are you having a bad dream? The funniest thing ever. I'm pretty sure he knew she slapped the mess out of him. Okay. And he was just going along with it, right? The funniest thing ever. But yeah, something here about bad dreams. So you watch well the bad dreams, okay? Or your love is like a dream. Or waking up from a bad dream and realizing that it was all fake. Something like that is coming through. Here we have Judgment. So still kind of soul freeing love you provide people, you give people. Your love feels like a very soul freeing. So when someone could be their honest, true soul self, not even their real self, who they can be, who they're, they can be who they are on a soul deep level with you. You don't judge them. You let them be who they are, whether it's a good person or a bad person or whatever. And it's like very freeing the way she's just like, and this is giving me like a specific, I went to a dance on Friday. And the song we were dancing to was like one of my favorites from The Greatest Showman. And it was more of like a lyrical dance. So maybe your love is like very lyrical because those lyricals are more like leaping and stretched and accentuated and exaggerated. That's the kind of love, like the way her hands are up like this. There was a move we had to do during the dance where we were like, our hands were together and we kind of like opened our legs at the same time. I forget what it is exactly, but it's giving me that dance. And the song was Rewrite the Stars, And it's like, I want you. It's not a secret I tried to hide. I know you want me, so don't keep saying our hands are tied. I know it's not in the cards, and fate is pulling you miles away and out of reach from me, but you're here in my heart, so who can stop me if I decide that you're my destiny? How do we rewrite the stars? Say you were made to be mine. Nothing could keep us apart. You'd be the one I was meant to find. That song is coming through for How's Your Love Feel, okay? So maybe a little, like, not forbidden, but very freeing. Because once they were able to be together in the movie, so basically The Greatest Showman, it's like a bunch of different themes in that one movie, but the song, this one song is Zendaya's character and Zac Efron's character wanted to be together way back in, I believe it was like the 50s or something, I'm not 100% sure, but the first circus, P.T. Barnum, is like a loosely based story on his life. There's Zendaya's black character, Zac Efron's white character, they fall in love, but society at that point was not welcoming to interracial relationships the same way society isn't that open to same-sex relationships or non-binary or trans or whatever people, so there's something here about that coming through. I already did mention it. And then we also have 2 women and 2 kids in this card here. So you represent their happily ever after, but in that instance of I get to be with someone. And we also have like a black lady, someone with like dark curly hair, and someone with, blonde hair. And back in the days, blonde people were seen as elite and black people were seen as, slaves, right? So it's them having to overcome that social like restriction and finally decide to be together. And they're just like, I wish we could rewrite the stars and say you were made to be mine. Because right now, the world we're living in is saying we can't be together. So it's like freeing. Your soul is free. You get to be who you want to be, especially for people who are more repressed and I feel like they're not living in their right body. Like, so if you're a woman and you feel like you were supposed to be a man, or you were a man that felt like you were supposed to be a woman, or you grew up in a body and felt like it was supposed to be different, you're non-binary or whatever, non-gender conforming, there's all those terms coming through. And it's like you get to be just who you are at your soul. There's no gender, there's no nothing. It's a soul who falls in love with the soul. And that's also what I believe pansexual is, where it's like you don't really care what the gender of a person is. You fall in love with who they are, not what they look like, right? And that could be something that's like really big or huge in this connection here, where the love is like so soul freeing, where you don't have to be anybody. You don't have to label yourself as anything. You just get to be who you want to be, whatever that may be. Okay, that sounded very confusing, but you know what I mean. And then we have the Four of Cups. Who is that? Anyway, we have the Four of Cups, and the Four of Cups is something here about boredom. I'm hearing feeling lost in the sauce of life, not really a part of it. Just like, what is this saying? You're in the world, not a part of it. That could be something that's coming through or significant in this connection specifically. Whoever you're watching for, it's kind of like we're just a part of the world, but we don't feel like we're in the world, but we don't feel like we're a part of it. That's what it's like, giving outskirts kind of energy, where you're longing to be a part of something. In this Two of Wands, you're longing to get rid of the glass and be outside, but you can't because you're stuck inside, right? But you found a home in this world where you don't feel like you belong anywhere. That's what this love feels like. You never feel like you belong. Take away all those LGBTQ plus whatever, IA, take away that. It's like giving you feel like you belong somewhere in the world that has always made you feel like you don't belong. Simple as that. Now let's keep going. How does it feel to be loved by my group threes? What does their love feel like? I'm hearing coming home. You have the Wheel. Yeah, so it's like fate, like you were meant to meet this person. Exactly. That's been coming through for all three groups, like I said. But every group has been different, is the thing about it, right? And I was getting mad songs for group 2. I'm not really getting many for you guys. So yeah, every group has been very, very different, which I love. Even though the same themes keep coming up. Because I feel like when you fall in love, you think that person, of course, is your soulmate. That's what's coming through. But this is like giving fate. The wheel turned in your favor. You got lucky. That's kind of the vibe. Your love feels lucky, okay? And I'm hearing Lucky by, that song always comes through, y'all. Lucky by Jason Mraz and 𝐓𝐈𝐿𝐿. And it's like, do you hear me? I'm talking to you. Across the waters, across the deep blue ocean, under the ocean sky. Oh my, baby, I'm trying. Do you hear me? In the jeans, you're all I see. Something in your arms. You make it easier when life gets hard. Lucky I'm in love with my best friend. So your love feels like I said, like a best friend, comfort. I could tell you anything. You're always going to be there for me kind of love, okay? I'm having a bad dream. You're there to make it better. You know what I mean? I'm having a bad day. You're there to make it better. You had a bad day. You're taking one down. You sing a sad song just to turn it around. You say you don't know. You tell me don't lie. That song is coming through. It's something by Jason Pewter. Bad Day. But basically it's like, how can I describe this? This is giving me the energy of two people who are unhappy that find happiness in each other. So two people who may be anxiety ridden, depressed, outskirts. What do you call people who are like, what's the word I'm looking for? Outcast. There it is. Two people are outcasts who are finding happiness with each other. It's like, oh, I'm so glad that I found you, so I don't have to do this thing alone by myself anymore and feel like the world is against me. You know, that kind of energy is coming through very heavily with this. It's like a very more heavy kind of reading, especially since we're getting like more sad cards, you know? Four of Cups, Four of Pentacles. Like, I found this person who's supposed to protect me and make me feel safe. That's the kind of energy coming through here. very strongly. That's what your love feels like. Safety, lucky. But that's what that song was giving. Two people who are usually very sad and they find each other and they get to be happy together. So your love is happy. Your love is happiness for this person. I'm hearing a regulated nervous system as well, because the way she's holding her stomach or a solar plexus, you make them confident. That's what your love feels like. You make them confident. Just, like when you hold your stomach, you get really nervous. And I'm hearing how, what's his name? Pedro, how he was telling, like, when his and it's funny because season 2 is out now. What is this, the show he's in, The Last of Us, I believe it is. I do believe I got like a notification or something on my TV that season 2 is out now. But he was telling his co-star, like, why he holds his stomach on the red carpet. I don't know if he's gotten better at it. This is like when he first got really, really, really big. He was like, I hold my stomach to kind of like, that's how I control the butterflies and the nervousness that happens when I'm in, like, under someone's scrutiny or in the public eye. That keeps coming through in some kind of way where you feel like people are judging you, or you're always the outcast or the person whose all eyes are on you kind of energy. He was telling her, I hold my stomach on red carpets because it makes me, I put all the butterflies that I'm feeling in that one place and I hold it and I'm controlling it in that moment, So maybe butterflies is coming through. Your love feels like butterflies, but it's like nervous and giddy, and, I feel like I'm free, but also, does this person really see me? There's something here about that. It's like tentative and shy. Your love makes this person, whoever you're watching for, feel, This is too good to be true. Is this really my person? Did I really find this person? They're too good for me, They're this person and they have all their ducks in a row. They have all this thing. They have all this money. I'm their freaking King of Pentacles. What do they want with me? So they're out of my league, essentially. This love. I hate that energy for this person. Like, stop. No. We all deserve love, okay? We have 9 of Swords. Yeah, so the 9 of Swords, 4 of Cups, and 4 of Pentacles, that gives me that kind of nervous, I think too much, I don't deserve anyone. It's definitely giving nightmares. So as you're giving a reprieve from their nightmares, their night terrors, They're overthinking. So it's kind of like you are I hate saying it, it's so cliche, the balm to their soul. You help them sleep better. You're their melatonin, right? You're their sleeping pills. And like I said, when you have a bad dream as a child, your mother's there, or father, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't have to be, your parents are there to help you feel safe and regulate your nervous system. But if you are someone who grew up in a household with a mother and a father, or parents who cared about you, and you never felt like unsafe or adrift or lost in the world, that's what this love kind of feels like, a secure, happy home, right? And that keeps coming through with the 10 of Pentacles. Now we have the King of Pentacles coming through, and the Wheel of Fortune. I'm like, dang, I lucked out and got this person that makes me feel like I have a 2-parent household. That's a weird way to explain how your love feels, but that's what it feels like. I grew up in a very dysfunctional home, and this love feels like a functional home, a good, happy home, And there's a song called Happy Home by Lucas Graham. Okay, so I looked up the song, and it's Happy Home, Lucas Graham. Mama called about the paper. Turns out they wrote about me. Now my broken heart's the only thing that's broke about me. Meaning he got money now. What was I saying? Money. Exactly. Sorry. So many people should have seen what we got going on. I only want to put my heart and my life in songs. Writing about the pain I felt with my daddy gone. His daddy passed away. But your dad could have been gone as well. This person's dad could have been gone. About the emptiness I felt when I sat alone. About the happiness I feel when I sing it loud. He should have heard the noise we made with the happy crowd. Did my granddaddy know he taught me what a poem was? How you can use a sentence or just a simple pause? What will I say when my kids ask me who my daddy was? I thought about it for a while and I'm at a loss. Knowing that I'm going to live my whole life without him, I find out a lot of things I never knew about him. All I know is that I'll never really be alone because we got a lot of love and a happy home. It's like a lot of, this is like a very word-filled song, a wordy song, okay? So go listen to it if you feel called to do it, but it's definitely giving how he grew up in like a very unconventional childhood. His mom, like I'm pretty sure you've heard, once I was 7 years old, my daddy told me, go get yourself a wife or you'll be lonely. That's him as well. He's like, he writes a lot about how he grew up, and I believe he grew up in like a very not not, I don't want to say decrepit, but like a very unwealthy household, okay? He didn't have what everyone else had, okay? He lived like very a commune where you grew up and everybody had everything, everybody shared everything. It was like a very close knit community, but it was still also very like poor, I believe it was. And in his songs, he writes a lot about getting out of that and how his mom told him he should find a wife, and how his mom is still alive, and calls about his name being in the papers, and how, you know, my heart is not the only thing that's broke about me. So a lot about money and security keeps coming through. So it's like you're broke and you found somebody who's so you, how can I explain it? You're broke, poor, and you found somebody whose love or bank account is rich, right? And now that's like a juxtaposition to you. Now you feel like I can finally be free and live the life I wanted to live, because now I have the money to, you know, or I have the love, money, whatever you want to call it, to live the life I always wanted to live. Okay, so whether it's you're representing this two-parent household or the money this person never had, that's kind of like how your love feels, if that makes sense. I think it makes sense to me. It should make sense. You just represent what they never had. As simple as that. They never had a house, you're that house. That's how your love feels like. They didn't have security, you're that security. That's what your love feels like. They didn't have a mom, you're that mom. That's what your love feels like. They didn't have happiness, you're the happiness. That's what your love feels like, you know? That's essentially what it is, okay? But yeah, that keeps coming through. This is like a very beautiful song. It always makes me sad a little bit. But it's like, all I know is I'll never really be alone, because I've got a lot of love and a happy home. It's as simple as that. They know they'll never feel alone when they're with you, because you have a lot of love. You have a lot of love to give. And it leads to them being like a very happy home with you guys, you know? And this is the King of Pentacles, happy home kind of vibes. Yeah, you're like a stable structure that makes them feel protected, loved, and provided for. That's what your love feels like. I don't want to over-explain it anymore. Okay, what else is coming through? But that song is very important. It came through, so give it a listen. Happy Home, Lucas Graham. And music could be important as well. But it's definitely giving either two people feeling very lonely or one person who grew up in, you know, yeah, the perfect, oh, excuse me, sorry. So we have someone who came from a very rich household, has the money, right, but didn't have the love. Then we have somebody who have come from a very poor household, didn't have the money, had the love. And those two people coming together. One has the love, one has the money, and now we're the perfect pair of what we didn't have growing up. That, I think that's another good explanation to make it. Or one person didn't come from a good home, one person did, and now you're kind of like sprinkling all that good family juju and prosperity, security for this person. That's what your love is feeling like to them, okay? I'm just trying to make it make sense. So no more anxiety and depression and not feeling like you belong somewhere. You found somewhere where you belong, you know? This is beautiful. I love this. I love all the readings, y'all. All of them are great. We have this could be bad. What your love feels like. We have passion, like a fire. I'm hearing raging fire. So come on, come on, come on. Won't you turn my soul into a raging fire? Come on, come on, come on, till we lose control. Into a raging fire. Raging Fire by Philip Phillips. We have Persevere. Yeah, your love makes them feel like they can do anything. Like they don't have to give up. Like just because of where they came from, that's not that doesn't mean they can't go anywhere. They can't get better. They can't be better and become rich and famous or whatever, you know. So you make them feel like they can do anything. Very inspirational kind of love. This is beautiful. Like, I'm not going to give up kind of love. Powerful kind of love. Exactly. For all the times you stood by me. That song is coming through by Celine Dion now. For all the truth that I couldn't see. For all the joy you brought to my life. Period. For all the wrongs that you made right. Da, 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 that I stood tall because you love me, Celine Dion. I had your love, I had it all. Yeah, I'll be forever grateful. Why? Because you're the one who lifts me up. Something, something, something. You're the one who stood by me through it all. That's what this love is giving of redemption. You picked me up on my bootstraps and said I'm gonna be something, and I'm not giving up on you, you know? Oh, don't make me cry, I'm not doing it. I'm hearing that song by I Won't Give Up. There's two different songs. I'm hearing one by Andy Grammer, Give Up, something about that. I think that's a song from 5 Feet Apart. And then there's also a song by Jason Mraz. He's coming through again, so some of you could really be a fan of him. Jason Mraz, I Won't Give Up. I think it's Don't Give Up on Me. Don't Give Up on Me. So don't give up on me by Andy Grammer or whatever. And then we have I Won't Give Up when I look into your eyes. It's like I'm watching the night sky or a beautiful sunrise. There's so much they hold. I won't give up on me. And even the stars, they burn. That song is so good. I Won't Give Up by Jason Mraz. Let me get Don't Give Up on Me. Like, not me saying no songs were coming through and they start coming through in rapid succession. Like, relax. But the Andy Grammer song is I will fight for you. I always do until my heart is black and blue. And I will stay with you. We'll make it to the other side like lovers do. I'll reach my hands out in the dark and wait for yours to interlock. I'll wait for you. I'll wait for you. Because I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up. No, not yet. Even when I'm down on my last breath. Even when they say there's nothing left. So don't give up on me, okay? That song is coming through as well. So it's definitely giving here something about not giving up. A very persevering, exactly kind of love. You're not going to give up on me. Oh, this is so beautiful. You make me feel strong when I feel weak. Like a very uplifting, strong, hold, backbone kind of love. Whenever this person's feeling like lost in the wind, you're the person that's like giving them some kind of structure to keep going. That's what your love is giving. Oh my gosh. The wind beneath their wings. Exactly. Oh, this is so beautiful. All of these groups are so gorgeous. Like, I wonder what my love feels like. I'm excited to see which one I'm giving. Because I love this reading. Okay. We have pack your bags. Like, yeah, you picked them up with their bootstrap and said, let's go. You're not going to stay here and wallow. We have things to do. We have responsibilities. Life is hard. Yes, but we're going to keep going. It's like kind of giving tough love, but not tough love. You're just there when they need you all the time. You know, it's giving a little codependent. I'm not going to lie, but I'm not mad at it. Because some people just need that extra tender love and care. You know, and you give that. Your love is like very soft, very caring, very deep, very soulful. You know, I'm hearing food for the soul, right? Yeah, soul food. You know? And I'm also hearing something else was coming through and it just left. Food for the soul. It's not coming through, it left. Maybe it'll come back through. What is their love giving? How does their love feel? Please, my group threes, how does their love feel? Freeing. Pure. And here we have mugwort psychic healing. So very healing. If I didn't say that already. But psychically, you know, there's something that's been coming through for all three groups though. And I'm getting a little bit of a headache. And it's like forming right at the middle of my forehead where my third chakra could be. So maybe you help them see things. Your love is like very insightful, very encouraging, very inspirational, very spiritual. Your love is very spiritual. Because right where my third chakra is, like, it's like a throbbing sensation. But there was something that was coming through and I forgot what I was going to say. What was I talking about before that? Picking up by the bootstraps, not giving up. We have lemon balm nurture, definitely. I do think your love is like very, like, parental, if that makes sense. If someone needs help with something, they know to come to you and ask. And it's like very guiding, very sagey, you know? Like, you always offer words of wisdom or inspirational quote or something that helps this person keep fighting. And that's kind of like your love. Your love is giving an inspirational quote, right? Don't let go and let God. You know, this too shall pass, right? Love is patient, love is kind, love is not something or something. Like, that's what your love is giving. You always put out quotes and that kind of thing. Profound as well. We have sage. Wow, didn't I just say this? A blessing. Stop it. Sage. I'm gonna make your love is sage and the card comes out. Yeah. Very cleansing. Because sage is a cleanser, protector, protects your energy. Clears out any negative energy. So yeah, very protective, cleansing, all of that. It's a blessing. Your love is a blessing. Oh, this is so beautiful. Wow. But it's also very passionate. Don't forget that. Don't think it's all just like responsibility and you taking care of them. No, it's like when this person's feeling like really down, you're that upper. The picker upper. The quicker picker upper. There was something I was, no. The quicker picker upper, your bounty, okay? When they're spilling all over the place, you're the napkin that comes in and soaks up all their negative energy and helps them, you know, you give it back to them or you kind of give it a place. You allow them to feel their emotions as well. It could be something that comes through. But anyway, we have cat's claw purification. Then I said something about purity. Oh, Lord. The cards are carding today. And this headache is just, you know, coming at me. So I'm just trying to finish this reading. But pack your bags. Your love shows them things they've never known before. It's like a feeling of, I'm hearing sanctuary as well. And that's what the Four of Pentacles is kind of giving me as well. You know, I'm holding my stomach. I'm just like regulating and calming and soothing and, you know, praying and uplifting, you know. So your love is definitely giving like very spiritual, religious. You pray together. You know, stuff like that. I feel like there's so much more I want to say, but it's like not really coming out. So sometimes they may not even be able to express how your love makes them feel. Or how does it feel to be loved by you? It's just like it's just there, you know? It's definitely giving very energetic. It's not even something you maybe do for them. Or there are things, because we had a lot of things that came through. But it's just, wow, you came right in the nick of time. You always text me right when I need that pick me up. You always know when I'm at my lowest and I need like a talk or something, you know? Here we have fourth house, motherly vibes, right? Structure, roots, groundedness is coming through. So your love is very grounding as well. That's how it feels. Like family. Yeah, I keep saying it. Okay. We have Aquarians. Those also very unconventional. It's like, it's maybe eccentric in a way they may have never felt before. They didn't know love could feel like this or do this. They always may have thought of love in like maybe as transactional. Your love is like free. That could be coming through as well. They always thought that in order to receive love, they had to give all this love. But you're just a well that's giving all this love. Like I said at the beginning of the reading, it never goes away. It never dries up. It's inexhaustible. That's not the word I was looking for. It doesn't extinguish, no. Renewable. It's always renewing itself, right? Aquarius. It's very witty and smart and thinks really deeply about things or thinks in a very unconventional kind of way. Your love is unconventional, is what I can say with the Aquarius card coming through. We have Saturn. So that's that, and that rules Aquarius. So that and Aquarius is definitely giving like a very serious energy of like, you know how a father is meant to like protect and guide the child, the mother is supposed to nurture and, you know, give the emotional side of love, and the father is the more practical side of love. You're giving like a more practical side of love, you know, like a backbone. Your father's always there protecting you, making sure when you fall, he's picking you up and say, okay, try again, you know? Dust off your boots, don't ever give up. That's the kind of energy, inspirational, exactly. Okay. 10th house, Capricorn house, work house, career house, reputation house. How does this tie into how does your love feel? 10th house, powerful, power to come out. The 10th house is like a very powerful, it's the midheaven, it's how you're seen. So your love is very felt. It's very much seen and very much felt. I think that's not like the most visible, the highest point of your chart, your midheaven. So everybody can see you're high and mighty, you're holy. I think I was mentioning that in your reading. I don't know. Or that could have been group 2. You could have felt out of group 2. Because like there's, like I said, repeating cards. So we have Scorpio. Wow, this came through group 2 as well. We have Scorpio, very intense, passionate, was coming through. But that's not all that it is. I do feel like, of course, if you love someone, you want to do bounce. You go, wow, I'm hearing, once I throw on this, it's over, girl. That's about chicka wow wow. Once I throw on this bow, chicka wow wow, what you gonna say? You act like you gonna leave, but I know that you're gonna stay. Break it down, dicky down, down, girl, don't even play. Once I set this mood right, I'ma make it sound like I'ma make it sound like, you know. Then Lil Wayne's part, I got a leather couch and a black mic and you all alone. What it sound like? The night was dead. We found life. I know I talk but it sound right. Like Lil Wayne, shut up. He's like, I gotta give something. Something's gotta give. I bet you love it. I win the bet. Now we laying up cigarette. Like Lil Wayne, shut up. Like I memorized that song because me and my sister used to sing that song down when we were younger. We shouldn't have been singing nothing about no damn Bow Chicka Wow Wow. We were singing it for sure. I'll tell you, but it sound right. Just something. I gotta give something. Something's gotta give. Now I want to look up the song. Hold up. And then it goes, you've been playing hard to get with me all night. We both know exactly what you want, right? Don't tell me what you won't do. Tell me what you gon' do. But then the Lil Wayne part is, the night was dead. I know I talk ish, but it sound right. You say you can't, but that's unfair. You gotta give something. Something's gotta give. And I bet you love it. I win the bet. Now we laying up cigarettes. Like, shut up. So annoying. But it's definitely giving, like, playing a little bit hard to get. It's like your love, it was hard earned. But once you definitely get it, it's like something like unbelievable, right? You're giving, like, once you get that SCXC side of you, it's like there's nothing better than that. But it takes some time for it to come out with all this Sagittarius and Aquarius energy because that's not their default. Their default is not being sexy and sensual and all that kind of stuff. But once that side does come out, it's giving Bow Chicka Wow Wow. Like, you know what I mean? We're getting right into it. It's getting right raunchy. You do have that deep side to you as well, but that's not what your relationship is mostly about. But that's in there, okay? And then the last card we have here is, I do think this is Pluto. So it's underwater transformation, okay? Going through something deep and hard. It's giving tower energy a little bit, you know? And I do believe Scorpio is non-traditionally ruled by Pluto. So that's another energy coming through. Like darkness and very big transformative person. Like, yeah, a lot of darkness tip coming through. So your love is like very like maybe hard, or you help them overcome what it seems dark and hard at the time. But this is what your love feels like. So sometimes it may feel like a test, is what I'm hearing as well. Like they have to earn you. Because then we did have this could be bad coming through here. Then we have the Four of Cups. Yeah, so that's funny how this is coming through more towards the end of the reading. I do believe it's hard for you to open up to people. Your love is very hard to obtain with all this Capricorn, Saturn, and Aquarius energy. Because we had Capricorn with 10th house. Maybe you're more business in the front, party in the back. Exactly. So once they get past that business in the front, party in the back, then we get the passion. Then we get this devoted, devotional love. Is what I'm getting, you know? And I'm hearing, but now there's nowhere to hide. Since you pushed my love aside, I'm out of my head. Hopelessly devoted to you. Like, stop it. From Greece, that song is coming through. Hopelessly devoted to you. Okay? But it takes some time to get there. You're a hard nut to crack. But once you get there, it's just like you release your whole self, and it's just like, wow, where were you hiding this side of you? Interesting that this came out more towards the end of the reading, or maybe I was just like, I think there's more that I have to say, but it's not coming through. This could be bad, and the sage blessing, you're more so sage and giving wisdom and trying to be the responsible person, that you don't really let your freak flag fly, but once it does, it's flying, and it's getting crazy, right? Because we have this Pluto, it's very destructive, And it's funny how we're going to talk about how we're having like a smell problem in the office, which is why I'm getting a headache as well. Like I'm saying, headaches, you give me headaches from Drake and Josh, your love, your headaches sometimes. But that's like, that's what happens in love. But we've been dealing with like a smell in the office for the whole time. I'm like, rotten a little bit, maybe rotten to the core kind of energy. But like I said, that's like you, that's the underlying you until they kind of get to know more of who you are. So surface level, you may be like, hard to get to know, a little rotten, underworldy. But the more they get to know you, the more it's like, oh, this person's full of passion. I have to persevere. I just have to keep going. I feel the power this person has to love, the capability they have to love. I just got to, stick it out. And look at all the beautiful that came through before all this ghetto energy came through, right? Whew. But maybe you also represent that psychic healing in them. Your love is, like I said, transformative, and it puts them through the ringer because they're meant to get to a because they're meant to become a better person and get to a certain place in their life, and you're the only person who could have gotten them there. Okay, that's what that could also represent. Not saying you're rotten or your love is rotten or anything, but it may feel like that sometimes, because this person has to put in a lot of work and work really hard for your love, and that's just life, But they're going on a trip with this pack your bags, and then the Pluto energy coming through. It's going to take some time. Pack your bags and buckle up for the ride. It's going to be bumpy sometimes, good sometimes. It's going to be a nice smooth plane ride. We're going to get some turbulence, and it's going to be smooth again, and that's just it. But what you provide is so much, like, it's worth it. Honestly, you're also giving wolf, very predatorial, But it's definitely giving librarian. You have all this wisdom with all these books. He's in his little library. All these books. It's giving beast. Okay, like I said, this is like giving like a very more masculine kind of love. Okay, it doesn't mean that you're a man or anything, but it's giving like a more masculine kind of love. Okay, women like so effortlessly, nurturing and open and nurturing to come through for you guys. So it's also coming through. But this love is more so manly. Like I'm trying to hold on to my, before I gotta, be this soft, ball of cotton with you. I gotta put up a little bit of fight. I can't make it too easy for you now. That kind of energy is coming through. But I'm gonna leave you reading right there. You are definitely a stroke of luck. This person was lucky to have you, to meet you. Okay, that's how your love feels to them at the end of the day. 10 of Cups, perfect. All their cups are filled. All their desires are met when they're with you. Emotional, physical, sexual. Let me stop. I'm done. But I'm gonna leave. And yeah, it's like you bust them wide open, because now there's nowhere to hide since you push my love aside. There's nowhere to hide when you're in love with someone, because you see everything, and that's that psychic energy coming through. You see it all, the good and the bad, and you still choose to hide somebody, right? So now I'm done. I hope this reading resonated. If it did, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, join the tribe. We'd love to have you. If you'd ever like to book a personal reading with me, you would always get in contact with me using my email in the description box below. But I hope you're having a beautiful, wonderful day whenever you're watching this reading. And as always, I will see you gorgeous people in the next one. Bye. Hello, my gorgeous group 4s. Welcome to your reading. If you chose thumbnail image 4 or just the number 4 in general, or however you got here, welcome to your reading. Today's reading is going to be a really cute one, in my opinion anyway. Everyone has their own opinion. You could be someone who's very opinionated. But today's reading is going to be, how does it feel to be loved by you? What does your love feel like? So I'm filming this on a different day than I did group 1, 2, and 3. So that's something. Your love could be different. Your love could be unique, right? Because it's a different day, and everyone else's group got filmed on a different day besides yours. Because usually I would do 2 groups in one day and then another 2 groups the next day, since I've been breaking them up a little bit to give me more time to breathe, in between readings at work. So because usually I would try to like stuff all of the readings into 1 hour at work, and then I'm like, no, it's fine. You can split them up into different days. It's cool. Do what's best for you, sis, right? Okay, so your love can be very like helpful or just like, I don't want to say patient. I've been saying that, not a lot, but I've been saying that for like other readings as well. But your love is like, thoughtful. That's what it is. Like, take care of you, make sure you're good kind of thing. You like to take care of people, or you think about people a lot, or stuff like that. But anyway, yeah. And I'm like, I'm trying to be more thoughtful and, slow and mellow. So maybe your love's like, I'm hearing ease like a Sunday morning. So that's what your love is. Your love is ease like a Sunday morning. Your love is thoughtful, right? Your love is, I'm hearing to love you is to love someone's yourself is what I'm getting. So you could be someone who's very much a big person about, I want you to be the best person you can be. Like, you are very big on showing people how you care about them. And it's kind of like I said in a reading a long time ago, and it stuck with me, because sometimes you say some profound ish in a reading, and it's like, dang, bars. And it's like when someone loves you so well that you kind of love yourself, it's giving, what's the song by Ariana Grande, Point of View, POV, where she's like, I'd love to see me from your point of view. And I do believe your love is kind of like that. People are always seeing themselves as perfect person through you, because if you can love them and care about them and treat them so well while also taking care of yourself, then they must be something, really special to have gotten your attention, or something like that is coming through. But you say all these good things about them, you make them feel so good about themselves. So it's kind of like, wow, they may not feel that way with people who are loved by you. And they're just like, wait, I'd love to see me from their point of view, to see what they find so special, So it's glossy, it's glittery, it's very glammy. Like, they feel like their best selves when they're with you. And that didn't really come through for any other group. So you're definitely giving like, unique, the way you love people, or the way people feel being loved by you, okay? And it's funny because when I was like taking the cards out of the box, the tarot cards, at the bottom of the deck we have the Magician card, and I'm like, I should just leave it like that. I should leave it. But I'm like, no, let me shuffle to see, get some energy into the cards before I start reading. Even though these cards have enough of my energy, I've had them for years, but I still felt called to shuffle them. We have the Three of Swords, and then we have the Two of Wands. Right now we have the Knight of Wands at the bottom. No, this was the Knight of Wands. What was the Two of Wands? The Knight of Wands, the Three of Swords, and then we have the Magician. So those could be like little examples of your love. It's fun. It could also be a little maybe heartbreaking, or I'm hearing critical. Maybe you're someone who's overly critical. Maybe your love is like perfectionist. You want everything to be, maybe you put a lot of pressure on yourself when you love or fall in love with people. You want everything to be perfect at all times. And if it's not, it can lead to a little bit of like chaos or turmoil, or just like, issues, kind of. And that's also what a part of being loved by you entails, because love is not always glam and glitz, even though that was kind of the thing that came through for all the other groups a little bit. But your group is giving more realistic kind of love. You want that person to be better. You make me better. I'm hearing, you make me better when I'm with you. That's a song by Lauv, L-A-U-V. I still, after all these years, don't know how to pronounce that man's name, but L-A-U-V, Love, whatever his name is coming through. And it's like, you make me better when I'm with you. And all I can think about when I think of him is all the songs he wrote and he inspired for Julia Michaels, because she's also a singer-songwriter. She wrote hits for Selena Gomez, stuff like that. I think Justin Bieber maybe, but she's really good at writing songs, okay? And she was like a really big songwriter before she became a singer as well. And her relationship with Lauv was very tumultuous, was very turbulent. And they got a lot of good songs out of each other, okay? And I do believe he has a song called like Julia that's like, I think, dedicated to her. And she has a lot of songs that I believe were dedicated to him as well. And they have a song together. I forget what it's called. But that's my song, though. I love that song so much. What is the name of the song? It's like, I keep backing up into you into a club. It's like we're not supposed to be together, but we keep coming back together. Like when I was going through things, like relationship things, that song got me through some things, y'all. Oh my gosh. Is it something feelings? Something. Julia Michaels and LAUV, the song they have together, bop. It's a bop. It's so good. But anyway, your love is like really like emotional, like really watery, really intense, It's like a really interesting mix, your love. It's like a mix of all the groups together, but like different. Because of course each person's love is going to feel different. Let me get into the cards. That's what I was getting right off the bat from you guys, okay? A perfectionist kind of love. You want everything to be perfect, and when it isn't, you kind of go a little bit crazy, you know? But even so, you still make this person feel like the best version of themselves, and that's what it feels like to be loved by you, to become the best version of yourselves, or be with someone who wants you truly to be the best version of yourself. Because there's some people who say that, and then as soon as you're better than them, they be mad and salty. You truly want someone to be the best version of themselves because you deserve the best. I mean, yo, I'm screaming. I'm done, okay? Because I'm hearing Gaston in my head right now. Like, Belle's the most beautiful girl in the village. That makes her the best. You know what I mean? And he thinks because he's the most attractive guy in the village and she's the most attractive girl in the village, they have to be together. What is this little boy doing? Go outside and fling him. He punching this little girl a backpack. Leave her alone. Wrong with you? Maybe your love is a little bit like being beat up or like being bullied. I think it's in a playful manner, but it's pissing me off. Stop touching her. Period. Wrong with you? She's going to knock you out. How annoying. And they keep following her around. I don't like middle schoolers because this is very ghetto. This is not even middle school. It's elementary school. And now he's chasing her. Kids are so annoying. I hate boy kids. Yo, they're so obnoxious. They don't know how to deal with their emotions. And that annoys me. Like, why are you punching her? Anyway, I'm acting like girls are innocent. They're not. Okay, I'm done. Your love can be very critical. You have you go through everything with a fine-tooth comb kind of thing. It can be a little, did I say clinical? Anyway, let's go through these cards, y'all. I'm just talking too much. I swear sometimes I don't even need the cards, okay? The Knight of Wands is very much still at the bottom of the deck, so loving you is very fun. Loving you is young, wild, and free. Loving you still takes shots at me. Loving you was sunshine, and then it poured, and I lost so much more than my senses. But loving you had consequences, yo. Yeah, so that keeps coming through. Something about consequences. Yeah, there's like something, I don't know, interesting, sharp. You know, you have to keep your wits about you when it comes to loving you. That's also coming through as well. So I'm like, loving you had consequences. That's Consequences by Camila Cabello. And also, before I was getting into your reading, the song by the Naked Brothers Band was coming through. If that's not love, then what is? If that's not friendship, then what is? Hey. If that's not music, then what is? Right? So that was coming through as well. I do have like a few adjectives here. What does it feel like to be loved by you? Are any of them coming through? Out of control, I would say. It's a little bit giving that. And K is giving passionate as well. And it's definitely giving like a wildfire. Like a wildfire. Like a wildfire. Wildfire is coming through by Demi Lovato. But it's definitely giving a little bit. It's risky. Yeah, you're getting a word that's not even on this sticky note. Risky. Yes, your body. Risky is coming through. You're getting a lot of songs. Wow. And it's funny how it's like, if that's not music, then what is? From If That's Not Love by the Naked Brothers brand. So your love could be very musical, right? Very technical. It's almost like a play. That's the perfect way to explain it, where everyone has their roles. There's people who are dancing, singing. There are people who are the main characters. There are the people who are the supporting characters. There's people who are the background people, that kind of thing. So your love is like a play that plays out, and you're the person that's like making sure, the showrunner that's making sure everything is going well and keeping everybody in line. That's what it feels like to love you, or to be loved by you. So it could be strict, risky, like a play, and everything has to go right. And if it doesn't, there could be some temper tantrums. There could be somebody cussing you out. It's like a symphony, like a band. But shut up. True. Kids are so annoying. And it's the boys that's acting out. Gosh. But you're giving me the conductor of the train. You're giving me I do believe the guy who does the band stuff, he's the conductor as well. Or the instructor. I think it's a conductor though. I'm not 100% sure. I wasn't in band, I was in chorus. So I have no idea what that person's called. But the person who's doing the symphony and the orchestra, you know, there's the orchestra, then there's the conductor of the orchestra. I'm pretty sure that's the name. You're giving that person. You're giving the showrunner for the play. You're giving someone who's always in control, which is why your love can be out of control, or you don't like being out of control. Interesting. But let's get into the cards. Sorry. Sometimes I feel like I don't even need them. Okay, what does your love feel like? We have the Tower. Are we surprised? I think not. Out of control. We have the Tower, but it's kind of coming out in reverse. So we have the Tower in reverse. We have the Nine of Wands in reverse. Maybe helpless is something coming through. And I'm hearing helpless. Look into your eyes and the sky's the limit. I'm helpless. Hey, down for the count. Now I'm drowning in them. You know that song from Hamilton? I was not the one who ever tried to grab the spotlight, but you were with some rebels on a hot night. Something, 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 and she's something in the room, and you walked in, and my heart went boom. Something, something, something at the sound of the something, and your voice tops volume. Down to the rhythm as you wind and dine. And I look at my sister and say, yo, this one's mine. So yeah, very controlling. You guys are giving that person where your love is very controlling. Everything has to be perfect or you're going to be like getting crazy. Don't take offense to this. It's supposed to be a cute reading about what does your love feel like. But people who are falling, this is how it feels to them. It doesn't have to be particularly true, okay? And if it's not resonating or you're feeling triggered, then that's two different things. It can be true, but you don't like what you're hearing, okay? If it's not true at all, you have 3 other readings to choose from. Get, right? Your love can be a little bit controlling, right? Then we have the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, this is the card of we have to keep going, keep learning, make things better, master. We have to be the perfect master at it. So your love is very masterful. You know what you're doing. You're always in control at all times kind of vibe. That's the kind of love you're giving off right now. Like a perfectionist, a stickler for the rules kind of thing. That's funny how your love can feel that way. Like, what do you mean? What does it feel like to be loved by you? Like, everything has to be perfect. You put in a lot of work. It's giving, like, you have the perfect partner and you're doing everything you can to live up to their expectations. So that has nothing to do with you, right? People just feel like they have to be their best self in order to be loved by you, you know? That's the kind of thing that's coming through. So, like, maybe intimidating your lovers as well. They're like, am I really, like, strong enough, literally, mentally and emotionally to be loved by someone like my group 4s? It ain't easy, child. It ain't easy. How does it feel to be loved by you, my group 4s? What does your love feel like? You have the Sun in reverse. Interesting. Very interesting. I feel like the Sun in general doesn't mean anything bad, but even if it does come out in reverse, you know, the Sun represents light, happiness, vibrancy, radiancy, you know, life, warmth. And so if it in reverse, maybe your love feels cold, like I said, clinical, like people have to do too much and be perfect in order to deserve it. That's what your love feels like. Yeah, harsh, not, but I'm gonna leave it there, okay? Like they have to be perfect in order to deserve it. That's what your love feels like. Like it comes with, you know, what do you call it? Like it comes with conditions, you know? This is very interesting. I didn't want a reading where your love felt, you know, like this, but it's coming. It's not bad. It's just like this person is like so like perfect. How can I live up to their love? You know, and maybe you don't push this on people, maybe you do, but it's giving, do I deserve it? Am I able to give them what they need, you know? Am I good enough for them kind of thing? This came through a little bit in another reading, but in a very different way. So take what resonates though. But the Tower in reverse is definitely coming out to say it's like a little volatile. Maybe you're someone who's like really up and down. Maybe you're volatile. So of course your love will feel that way as well. Maybe you don't have a hold on your emotions. Maybe you do. But there's something about your love feeling volatile, and maybe it's like in an exciting good way or like a very debilitating way for the people who you love or feel loved by you. I don't know. Wow, we have the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, I'm hearing conditional. Like you have to do certain things and be a certain kind of way in order to deserve your love. Because this Four of Pentacles is giving someone who's closed off, someone who's protective of themselves and their love and their energy. So you're like very protective of your love. So other people feel like they have to do certain things and be certain things in order to deserve it. Interesting. What does it feel like to be loved by my group 4s? Very interesting. guys. I'm trying to get to Sephora after this, child. So don't mind me if it seems like I'm going fast. If it seems like I'm going fast, don't mind me. Because Sephora be closing so, early, and it's like they're stale, right? And I'm like, I went to yesterday and got some things, like spent more than less, honestly, because I had some points. And my version, or my branch, because there's 3 branches of Sephora. There's the first one, and there's the second one, the VIB, then there's the Rouge, right? You have to wait to get a certain, to use your percentage off to get there, See, like, you have to wait in order to get the love or get a percentage off the love. So it's like waiting and pining, and it's hard, and it's not easy. It's volatile. It's out of control. It's too controlling at times. Conditional, certain things coming through, but it's also vital. It's also, when you do give to somebody that love, it's very like life-giving. You breathe life into them, and they love to see you when you are in love with someone. Because there's different tiers to love, right? There's romantic love, there's platonic love, there's familial love. It's giving when you do show that love. It's like the sun, okay? But if you may not be feeling the most loving mood, and you're coming through with someone who's always moody, or, a little bit, it's not volatile. Like, maybe it is volatile, the word is. Like, when your emotions, you can't really control them. It's like, I don't know what to expect. When it's good, it's good. When it's not good, it's bad, right? Because we keep having that duality coming through where it's good, but it's also, And the perfect example is we have the 4 of Pentacles, just like very closed off, very clinical, conservative kind of energy. Then we have the 4 of Wands, which is the exact opposite of the 4 of Pentacles kind of energy, where it's free, it's loving, celebratory, right? So your love is up and down. It's like I said, this is the most realistic love that's coming through so far out of all 3 of the groups. 4 of Wands. Like, they want to celebrate, like you celebrate them. Your love feels like you're under the sun and everything is beautiful, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's very shaky, And look, the Knight of Wands actually wants to come out, but it's kind of coming out in reverse. Are all of these cards supposed to be in reverse? No. Maybe you like to make people feel like they're just optional. Oh, gosh. That they have to earn it, and if they're not living up to your standard, you're going to go find somebody else, get somebody else to do it. Because we have the 7 of Cups, which is very, like I said, I don't know what to choose. There's so many good people to choose from, so many good things to choose from, It's giving pick me. People want to be chosen by you, honestly. Because they know you have a lot of options, and it's like your love, like I said, is conditional. You have to do this and be this way and act this way, and you have strict standards. And if you want to feel the love, you're gonna have to go through those tiers, like I was saying with Sephora, where you have to spend a certain amount of money in order to get certain perks, right? And the more money you spend, more time you spend, more invested you become, the more money you save when it comes time to get back that love or get back those rewards. That's the perfect example. I'm like, how is Sephora coming through helping me make this reading better? Because I'm like, I'm trying to get to Sephora, y'all. You know what I mean? And it played out very beautifully, in my opinion. Now, we have the 4 of Cups in reverse. So while you are not completely closed off and cold or unemotive, and you are someone, okay, who may seem disinterested at times from love, or like, how do you call it, apathetic to love. Like, they're not affecting me. I don't need love. I don't care about love. But then when you're on and you want love and need love, it's beautiful. But then when you don't really care for it or need it, it's kind of like this person feels like left out, That's what I'm kind of getting from this 4 of Cups in reverse at the moment, right? And I'm going to go with my intuition and say what's coming through. If you don't like it, you don't like it. But I don't lie out here. There's no reason for me to. It's either going to resonate or it's not. That's just the truth of the matter. You have 7 of Pentacles. Your love is also very grounding. It's very investing. You invest in people. And you know what's funny about that? When you invest in something wherever you invest things, I'm not good at that stuff. So I don't know. When you invest in certain things, when that investment doesn't look like it's going really well, you can take out your investments and invest it somewhere else. And that's what I've been trying to say, or been saying, essentially this whole reading, where it's transactional, conditional, and I'm talking about Sephora literally, and they're also very high-end brands. So everything you buy from there is already expensive. So you need to spend, like my best friend told me, because she has Sephora Rouge, and I'm like, girl, which one you have? Let me use your account. But I'm like, nah, I want my points on my account. You know what I mean? So I didn't go that route. But I'm like, how much you gotta pay to be Rouge? She's like, you have to pay, spend at least $1,000 a year in Sephora in order to be rouge. And I'm like, I just started on a makeup journey. It ain't giving that yet. I'm 300 away from getting there. I'm like, I'm not going to be feeding to do that. 50% is enough for now. Okay. But anyway, I'm done. I'm sorry. I keep discussing things and going off topic. But like I said, Sephora is a very, high-end institution for makeup stuff. So if you're going there, everything's going to be mad expensive. The cheapest thing's probably going to be $18 and it's up from there. Unless you're buying from Sephora collection, then it's different, right? But everything in there is really expensive. Okay, let me calm down and slow down. Everything in there is really expensive. So if you are buying anything from there, you're investing a lot of your money already. So the fact that they have tiers, it's like another thing to separate people, make them feel, on the outskirts. And it already makes me feel bad that I'm buying from them because they were a part of supporting Trump. And it just don't sit right with me. But I'm also someone who needs the good stuff on my skin. If I'm buying stuff, I'm buying the good stuff. I'm not buying the cheap stuff. So it's like I'm at war with myself. And I'm a part of the problem. Yes, I know. Okay? I'm a part of the problem. But I didn't start shopping there until after he won, not before. So I wasn't supporting his campaign in the least. Hopefully the next person that... Let me stop. I'm trying to justify my triflingness. I don't need to. I know I'm wrong. Okay? But anyway, you got to spend a lot of money in Sephora, period. So you're definitely someone who's high-end, high value. Your love is worth a lot. So you're very worthy. That's your love is also expensive, right? And I love that for you. I have to do the rich lady laugh. Your love is very expensive. And people know that. If they're going to come into your store, Sephora, and spend money and try to get the most tier, they're going to have to spend a lot of money to get that rouge, which means you get the most back, the most rewards back, And that's what it feels like sometimes, to be loved by you, right? But yeah, it's also like you invest in people. Like I said, you have to see some kind of worth in them at all, or period, for you to try to fall in love with them or date them. So they already feel worthy if they've earned your love. Like, oh, this person's love is so expensive and I've earned it me. But then once they're in that, it's like I have to keep up with it. And if they don't have the money to keep up with that kind of love you need to be given, or, the love that you require, child, they're going to keep going down in the ranks. They're going to go from that rouge to VIB to regular. Insider, I think it's called. If the less you pay and the less you give and invest, the less you're there. And that's just on period, honestly. That's how everybody needs to be looking at love, child, like a transaction. Okay? Because people try to sit here and play you for jokes. You know what I mean? It's taking me to what Anwar White said, okay? A dating coach. He's like, you falling in love with men was a cop-out or a trick that men who didn't have any money used to get women back in the days to want to marry them. Because, period, since the beginning of time, marriage has been transactional. You marry someone who has money, or else why am I giving my child to you if you can't take care of her and provide for her? Love is a tactic men use. Romance, courting is a tactic men use who didn't have money so they can get some women. They can get some bitches. Let me stop. I'm so done. I'm sorry. Okay, I have to say that, right? That's what tactic they used. That's all they could do because they didn't have money. And if they needed some love or wanted marriage, they had to sit there and turn on the charm and love on somebody and, romance and, all that kind of stuff. And or it's like, that's not how it used to be. It was how many chickens you have. Oh, you have 50, but Tom down the street has 100. I'm giving my girlfriend, let me stop. Chill. I'm giving my daughter to him, right? The one who has the most money is the one that everybody deemed as the most desirable. And that's kind of like how your love works as well. The one who has the most money to invest and give to the connection is the one you're going after, the one you want. And that's just the truth of it all. If you don't have that money to invest or give to me, I don't want you. I don't want you. I don't want you. Okay? It's giving Angela Bassett as Katherine Jackson in the Jackson's All-American Dream. Use a lot and use a cheat. And I don't want you. I don't want you. I don't want you. I don't want you. I don't want... Like, stop. Tell me you haven't seen that movie. I used to hate how much they would play that movie on VH1 back in the days. That's all we had to watch. I'm just like, I wish I would leave. Like, that movie used to piss me off. Like, but I love me some Michael, so I was watching it either way. But yeah, we have the Knight of Wands in reverse coming through here for how does your love feel. I mean, I feel like it came out I don't know how it's supposed to come out, but the Knight of Wands is an energy of maybe being selfish, okay? But I do feel like your love is giving. It's very nurturing as well, you know, but in a way where it's like make or break, you know, give or take, you know what I mean? Win or lose kind of thing. There's no in between with you. It's two extremes, and they're either going to get it together and be on the winning team or not get it together and be booted up and get traded for the next person, right? Okay. I see where, okay, it came together in the way it was supposed to, I feel like. Let's get some cards from this deck here and see what comes through. We have tick, 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 and then we have lucky. So like I said, people feel lucky to, you know, experience your love. And we have like orange coming through. So orange is like sacral chakra. And then we also have a little bit of, you know, yellow, which is solar plexus chakra. But there's something about wanting to be chosen, the chosen one. So your love feels like very, you know, yeah, like I said, unique and special. This is, like I said, the most unique reading I've had so far. What does my group Forest love feel like? What does your love feel like? We have wild card. Yeah, people don't know what to expect, and I feel like this has come out for a lot of the groups. But they don't know what to expect, right? You can be a little hot and cold. Like I said, your emotions are volatile. We have separation. Ooh. And you see how it's crazy. I'm like, I'm not going to say it, but I'm going to say it. Right now, I'm sitting at the window to get better light for you guys, but I can see the school across the street. And there's a teacher who left the school a long time ago. I'm pretty sure she's waiting for an Uber or something. And I just saw she was standing out there by herself, and I felt like a sad for her for a minute. But I'm like, she's fine. She ain't lonely or alone. Your love can kind of feel lonely sometimes, maybe, or like this person's the only person in the connection when they fall in love with you, because you're like a solitary creature. And I wasn't gonna say it, but I'm gonna say it, right? Your love can also be a little debilitating because we have the Tower. I didn't even discuss it at all, but it's the first card that came out in reverse. And then we have the Nine of Wands in reverse. The Nine of Wands is not giving up. The Nine of Wands in reverse can signify or indicate giving up and not fighting to see where things go. It's like, you don't have this, bye. You're not what I want. Okay. Next. That kind of thing. But yeah, the Tower in reverse being the first card is like a debilitating, but it's also like, it's like you're lost and found at the same time, which can be debilitating because which am I? Am I lost or am I found? Right? So just a few examples to help you understand so you don't feel too triggered if you're still even watching Chalks. I don't know. People get offended and triggered and go to the comments and say whatever they want to say and leave in the middle of the reading, which you should. If it's upsetting you, please do. But sometimes you have to hear some things. Sometimes people need to hear some things. But separation, she's still standing out there by herself. She's still standing out there. But she keep looking at her phone, so I know she's waiting for her Uber or her Lyft or something. But yeah, you're like a lone creature, solitary. You don't really need anyone, lone wolf kind of vibes. And wolves are pack creatures. They need to be in a pack. So why are you by yourself? You know, humans are social creatures. We need to be a part of connection and friends and family and love. If you're by yourself on your own, there's something wrong most of the time. You know, you don't trust people, you have trust issues, or you don't like to get close to people, or you love to be like, you're more introverted kind of thing. And that's not seen as a human characteristic for the most part, because you're supposed to want to, you know, I'm hearing copulate. Okay, interesting. You're supposed to want to be around people and co-create and, you know, procreate. You're supposed to want to be around people, and when you don't, people think it's a problem. So maybe you're like being in love with you because you're so independent, maybe it's lonely sometimes, or being loved by you. Group 4. But how does it feel to be loved by them? Choose your words carefully. Okay, so you be cussing people out. You be telling people the harsh truth. So the harsh reality is what your love is feeling like, which is why your love is not giving me the all rainbows and sunshines the way all the other groups were. It's giving me realistic kind of love. You know? But you're not all in your head and treating love as like you fall in love with someone that they treat you this way and that way. Sorry if I triggered with the mic. They have to treat me like this, and it has to be beautiful all the time. You're more realistic, all that is. You're like, in the world we live in, I need you to have coins. I need you to have sense. I need you to have some kind of thing to help me, to back me up. I can't be the one doing everything. Like, it has to be a partnership, you know? Realistic partnership. Who's paying this bill? Who's paying that bill? Because we're not going to be out here thinking that, one person pays all the bills. Or, you know, maybe it is. Maybe you're looking for a provider and saying you got to pay all the bills. And if you can't, then you're immediately out of the running to become America's Next Top Model. You're no longer in the running. Like, I can't be with you. You have to be able to support my addictions, my shopping. You have to be able to buy me things at Sephora. You know, it's the kind of love you're giving, which is why it's giving transactional, you know. But yeah, choose your words carefully. You cuss people out and tell them like it is. And that's why your love is like a little harsh, right? Like it's like a blizzard where it's so beautiful because everything's blanketed in white, pure, fresh snow. And the snow is always glistening, but it's also a snowstorm is not the best place to be lost in, you know? So maybe you're giving Ice Queen, Ice King vibes, Ice Person. We have Lucky actually coming out, but they also still feel very lucky. They still feel very powerful being loved by you. It's just like I said, it's up and down. It's the most realistic pile that I've gotten. And I appreciate that because like I said, love ain't all it's cracked up to be sometimes. It's hard. It's realistic. But at the end of the day, this person knows that they're lucky that you chose them at the end of the day. Whether your love is transactional or whatever, they still feel lucky. Your love is very powerful. Like I said, you make people, yeah, her car finally came. Yes, sis, get home safe. Had her waiting outside this cold for how long? Give him a 1 star. Stop. Because she could have waited in the school. Get home safe, sis. Okay, back to the reading. You make them feel powerful because you make them want to be their best self, which is why you're kind of the person that's like, you always got to have a good job. You always got to be bettering yourself. You got to be going to the gym and doing this and doing that kind of energy. You know, just you make them better. And that's a song that was coming through in the beginning. You make me better when I'm with you. That's how your love feels, right? Then we have require stillness. So there are moments where you're very still, you're very solitary, you're very maybe predatory. You know, it could be in a sexy, slinky kind of way like the snake, or it could be in a threatening way. Maybe your love is threatening. Sometimes you tell them if you don't get it together by this time, I'm out, you know? And now they're scared. Okay? Then we have dead end, but they come out in reverse. Not that it really means anything with these cards, but I take it into consideration sometimes. Okay? We have dead end. So some people think of being in love with you or feeling your love is like, you know, useless or it's not going anywhere, essentially. A dead end road is a road that doesn't really go anywhere, you know? It's like you get here and then that's it, right? And that could be people who... You're giving tough love as well. That's what you're giving, tough love. Yeah, absolutely. But... if you don't do, oh, excuse me, why my voice getting all croaky? Don't do that. You can, like I said, there's different kinds of love and different tiers to love. So maybe in a friendship love, it feels transactional or it feels very strict and tough lovey. In romantic love, it can feel the same, you know? But if you were to be with someone, I do feel like if they're not treating you the way you deserve to be treated, you're going to dash them away, you know? Dash them to the side and find somebody who could do for you what you need to be done for you. And like I said, that's fair. You're giving your fair, your love is, it's fair love and war. That's what your love is giving, okay? All is fair love and war. I don't know what you want from me. Do you expect me to put myself last if you can't afford my lifestyle? It's funny. That's crazy. This card was kind of like perched on the top of the deck like this. And I don't know how it got like that. And I took it up and looked at it and put it back and shuffled. And you see how it flew out again? Purification wants to come out for you guys. Cat's claw. Wow. Okay. Feisty is your love. And cats are like they're not the most sociable cat. They don't gotta go around in packs. Dogs need that love and affection. Cats just walk around entitled, like, give me my food. You know what I mean? Where's my scratching pad? If you don't give it to me, I'll scratch your couch. Like, entitled kind of love, this cat. The cats know what they deserve, and they're telling their human, where's my food? Like, it's late. Scratching their nails, like, where's my meal? Like, where's my litter? If you're not, like, you know what I mean? Very high maintenance cats are. Okay, and not in a way where they need a lot, because dogs need more than cats and like love and affection and attention and going outside and socializing with other dogs. But cats can live by themselves. They chill and they cool. They don't need snuggles from you. If they want them, they'll come get them, right? That's kind of like how your love feels, like a black cat sometimes. Like they're begging for your affection the way humans sometimes have to beg for cats' affections. Cats don't need, humans. They can survive on their own. But if you want to be my owner, you better treat me this way. They're very that way. Where dogs are like, serve, I'm happy to be here. Da, 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 da. You're my person. Cats are like, you should be lucky to have me. Feed me, human, right now. You know, that kind of energy. More demanding. Your love can be demanding as well, compared to dogs where they want to serve you and, can I have food? Can I have a pet? Can I have this? Cats, when they're ready, they're gonna come and sit on your face and suffocate you while you're sleeping. Like, this is my spot. This is my pillow. Yes. If you ask for the cat, you ask for me. I sleep where I want to sleep. You know, I hop out the window, go chill with my buddies, and I come home whenever I want to. You better not tell me when to come home. I come home when I want. Okay? I'm hungry now. Feed me. And they're gonna follow you around meowing, meow, meow, and so you give them what they want, right? In a very demanding, haughty, uppity kind of tone, compared to dogs where they're more like, human, can I have love? I need love. I need love. Cats are like, I come and give you love when I want to, when I need it. You know, and that's what your I'm sorry, and that's what your love is giving. Okay, cat's claw, feisty, refined, particular. Acquired taste is what I'm hearing as well. What does my group Force Love feel like? I got a lot of cards. I'll take them. Why not? We have Shissandra Grace. Yep, very graceful. Let me cover her because she's covering one. One boob is hanging out. Shissandra Grace, right? You're very graceful. It's kind of like a queen, you know? Where she can demand things from her king. And she has like all these people in her kingdom that would love to be her and know her, you know, and they kind of like bow down to her kind of energy. So she knows what she deserves and what she doesn't deserve and what she'll tolerate and what she can't tolerate, because she has the options to do that. Most people don't have the options for choosing love because they're so hungry and fiending for it. You know, you're the kind of person who's like, if I'm falling in love, you better have this and better have that and better have this. Because I'm good on my own. I don't need love. I don't need to be with people, which is why people consider your love like tricky in a way. Because like I said, the lady who was standing outside by herself waiting for her Uber, she's like, I'm chilling. Like, I don't need people. I can be on my own and, you know, go years, not years. That's fiending. That's a lot. I can go weeks and days and months without, you know, needing love or affection or love, you know, from someone. But it's like the cat is the one that is in control and the human is always begging for the love of the cat, you know? Because there's some cats who are very affectionate, but it's giving hard to obtain, hard to get close to kind of love. That's what your love is giving. You know, hard to get. Not for everyone. Rich, expensive, out of their league. They can't afford it, right? But yeah, graceful is definitely giving that kind of love where you're a queen and you only want... Queens are only looking for their king at this point. You know, like I said, other humans or dogs, they're feeding for love and affection and willing to put up a certain thing just to have a relationship. You're saying, no, you need to have this, and that. And if you don't, bye. Don't even look my way, you know? And that's what your love feels like, or how it feels to be loved by you, where they feel replaceable sometimes. This is so weird to say, but I gotta say what's coming through, honestly. I gotta say it. But that's what it's giving. Yeah, you have options. You can always leave. You're the swan to my ugly duckling. And that's how you make people feel, right? But like I said, also when they are in the midst of being loved by you, it's a very like blooming, blossoming experience, because you put so much into people. When they do get some attention from you, it's like, oh, I can't imagine not having this ever again. And then you go cold again and leave and don't talk to them for days on end. And they're like, what is wrong with you? Like, I need constant human affection for my person, and you're just giving me, I'm chill on my own. Like, I'm not settling for any kind of love because I don't need love. I'm fine. You know, but when I do want love, I'm going to come find you, right? We going to do the bow chicka wow wow. We going to kiss up on each other, love each other, go on a date night, cool. And then when I'm ready, I'm going to go be on my own again. That's what it feels like to be loved by you. Like, you're a cat. You're feline-esque. And like I said, in another reading, cats don't travel in packs other than lions, you know? And even so, they form more smaller packs. You know, wolves, which are more canine-esque, have to travel in packs. And even so, there are lone wolves in that instance, you know? But anyway, let's keep going. We have Mitragenia, shape-shifting. So like I said, 1 minute you're lovey-dovey and dog and giving wolf. And then next minute you're giving cat. You're giving Black Panther, right? Because that's what's coming through in that. Where did Grace go? That's a good question. Oh, Grace is over here. Black Panther vibes, right? I'm also hearing elder, so you give like a very old soul kind of love, you know. But Mitragenia shape-shifting, you're going from one thing to the next, right? And I can't show you the card too much, just giving a little bit of nudity. I hope you couldn't see it. So I don't want to hear YouTube telling me nothing. Your love is giving magician. So it did come through, not the tarot, but in this deck, it's giving magician. You change from one thing to the next, right? Exactly. Your love is also very abundant. It gets the job done, is what I'm hearing. So even if you are someone who seems to be more standoffish, the love that you do give them when you are ready still sounds crazy to me. It's like so fulfilling. They're willing to just be your, your errand boy at this point. And that's truth of the matter. They're willing to be your errand boy because when you do turn on the charm and love someone, they feel so full by it. They like, I can't get this love nowhere else. I don't want to get this love anywhere else. I want my group forest love. And I'm willing to put up with their BS sometimes to get it. Because their love is unlike any other, unique, like I said at the beginning of the reading, right? The next card we have is Poppy Dream. Interesting. So it feels like unreal sometimes, and that makes sense. They're like, is this person even real? They love me, they want to be with me. And then you disappear for some time, and it's like, were they ever even really here? And then you come back, it's like, oh my gosh, is this person even real? This is my dream. And then you leave again, were they ever even here? Like when you have a good dream, and you have to wake up from that dream, and you just want to go back to that dream, but you can't. Until that dream finds you again. Because I have recurring dreams. I wonder if you guys do too. Like I've had dreams when I was a child that when I wake up from them even now, I'm like, wow, that dream came back around again. I've had it for years and it comes through every single time. And I'm like, that's weird. But I remember, I'm like, is this my fourth time having it or fifth time? It doesn't happen very often, but when it does, I remember I had that dream before. I've been in this place before. It's giving deja vu, right? I wonder if anyone else has experienced that. Let me know in the comments. But that's what your love feels like. Oh, it was real. It did happen. I remember feeling this kind of way, but now it's gone again. Oh, now it's back. Oh, now it's gone, Okay. It's giving hide and seek, right? Marco Polo vibes. We have Mandrake, sensuality. This came through in one of these cards here. I was talking about it. I don't know where I got it from. But like I said, when you're ready for that batch, why about you coming and finding them, right? What card was giving me that? I don't remember, but it doesn't really matter, honestly. It's coming through again. Sensuality. When you're ready, you're going to come find them. Your body's very sensual. Your love is also very sensual. Like, that's the only thing you need from other people, right? Like, you can please yourself, right? But sometimes that's not enough. You want the skin-to-skin contact, the feeling of being held by someone. But then once that craving goes away, you're gone with the wind, right? That's funny. But that's what your love is giving. It is also very sensual. You are a very sensual person, but it's like that doesn't rule you. The way other people make, SCX and stuff like that rule over them, and I need it and I have to have it, and they're willing to kind of like, what's the perfect way to say it? Something their morals. They're willing to put aside their morals, what they actually want, just to get that one high of sleeping with someone for 1 minute, to feel that connection. You're like, I don't really need that, But then when you do fall for someone, you fall very hard. You you love them very deeply and hardly, right? Not hardly, very deep and hard. Stop it. That sounds wrong. You love them very deep and hard, for my men coming through. And if you're my women, you want to be loved very deep and hard, period. As you should. Okay. I'm not going to fool. I'm so sorry. But anyway, yeah. You fall deep and you fall really hard for these people, and it's like, okay, I want to be with them, but still, I will not give up my autonomy. I won't give up who I am as a person to say, oh, I'm now with two people. No, I still want to be who I am. You are who you are. I have my own job, my own work, my own friends. I come together with you. We can even live together, but still I'm living my own life on the side, child. It's giving that vibe. Okay, and that's that shape-shifting. Sometimes you want to be a couple. Sometimes you want to be autonomous, and that makes sense. I mean, I don't think that's hard too bad to ask for. And the last card we have is Elder. What the yo? Y'all saw the card. It was flipped over and I picked it up. I did not see this card. It's been flipped over the whole time. And I said, you're giving Elder. I want to throw the whole, oh my gosh. I love when this happens, bro. Like, I didn't even know this card was in the deck. I've barely even gotten it. But I said, your love is giving Elder, like old, wise, wisdom. And that's what's coming through here. It's giving I'm grown, like, right? It's giving I'm a grown woman, I'm a grown man. I've lived a whole bunch of life. It's giving a person who has, like, been single for a long time, or they were married, right, for their younger years, and now they're kind of divorced. And they're like, I'm never going to be fully dependent on someone ever again. I want my male suitors. My male callers, my lady callers, but I don't want to ever be married again, tied down again. So it's like, I call you whenever I want some good, that good. And then you can leave. Transactional at its finest, right? Because I'm too grown for this. Or if you're younger, you're giving, I'm grown and I realize that I'm better off on my own. And if I'm going to be married to anybody or in love with anybody, they're going to have something to give me. And that's on period. I'm not falling in love for no reason out here based on romance and getting bamboozled and having these men have me looking stupid, having these girls, have me looking dumb out here in these streets, cheating on me, all kind of stuff. No, I'm going to find you when I need you, get what I need from you, and then we can go our separate ways once again. So very like secure in yourself. That's how it feels to be loved by you. Like people are on the back burner for when you need that good, and you're going to come find them, get it from them, leave, right? I'm done. It's giving that song, get some head, get some bread and leave, right? I'm going to get that, and I'm going to head out. I'll see you next week around the same time. Transactional, right? Boom. Yeah, that's what's coming through for y'all. And but it's good. Like, it's good, right? And that's why they're willing to put up with these things. Because if somebody's slanging that bad D or someone has a bad cooch, you're not going to be doing and dealing with these things you're dealing with in order to be with them, to feel their love, I'm hearing, when the rain is blowing in your face and the whole world is on your case, I will offer you a warm embrace to make you feel my love. That song is coming through by, I know the Adele version, but I know it's not by her. It's like an older, tiny person that made the song. But I'm saying the Adele version. That's the one I'm drawing my inspiration from, Like when the whole world is on your case, I'll make you feel my love. So nobody's saying your love isn't great. It's amazing, honestly. But it's just giving sometimes people feel they can, it's like, they need to give something to you in order for them to get your love. Which I feel like that's how love should be. Especially romantic love, because what are we here for? If you're not giving me something out of this, I'm not getting something out of this. I'm just giving you all my good for free. No, I'm worth more than that. I'm worth too much for that. Okay? That's what it's giving. When the whole world is on your case, you're going to be there offering them a warm embrace to feel their love. Nobody's saying they can't talk to you. You can't be in a connection. You're living together. They're feeling very lovey-dovey. But at the same time, it's giving, you're not my entire life. The world doesn't revolve around you and our love. I have my own life on the side, right? So I'm going to leave your reading right there. I hope it resonated. It's definitely also getting very flexible. Because we have this lady, Virginia. She's like, both of the ladies, let me cover her up. Their bodies are like bent in a specific way. So it's like a very flexible love. It's giving people who signed a contract in order to be married. Like, we're going to live here at my house. I need my own house, right? On these days of our marriage, and we're going to live at your house on these days of our marriage, And then also in this Chandra card, it's giving temperance because she's waving the waters back and forth. So it's giving moderation. I can't have you at all the time. I need my autonomy, my space to be me, And that's what your love feels like, right? I hope this reading resonated. If it did, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the tribe. We'd love to have you. If you would ever like to book a personal reading with me, you could always get in contact with me using my email in the description box below. But I hope you're having a beautiful, wonderful day whenever you're watching this reading. And as always, I will see you gorgeous people in the next one. Mwah. Bye.